nobody is. Oh, we are live, folks, with another episode of BS Busters. Now, this is the Funday cast. I decided to rename it because, I mean, BS Busters used to be at 7 to 8:30 on Saturdays. Now it's on Sundays, so it's the Funday cast, bitches. But before we get further
into... Not just any Sunday, mind you.
Yes. This is the pre-E3 Eve roast. We're going to roast E3. But before we do, I want everyone to introduce themselves, starting with the lady in the room. Introduce yourself, please.
Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jewel Rider Moonstar.
Okay,
and we're going to have some fun here.
Yes,
right,
we
boys?
are. Yes. Well, we should. Followed by the man who really loves Al Simmons. I don't blame him. He's like the most badass spawn ever. Go ahead, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Metalhead, back in BS Busters, and we're gonna crush E3.
Yeah, we're gonna roast it. And ironically enough, I just came from the store a few minutes ago, before I opened up the Hangout, getting hamburger buns because I'm grilling tomorrow. Because I'm off on my 2-week vacation, and so literally I'm preparing a roast. I've been preparing a roast all day. I went and I mixed my hamburger and stuff. But before we get further into that, further off topic, and lastly but not leastly, the only man who might buy Mario Maker on the Switch. Introduce yourself.
Come on, y'all know me. This might be next. All I'm gonna say is let's not collect rainwater, but instead let's collect the tears, salty tears.
Yes, and those
billions.
tears.
I already got plenty of those, thank you. And that was from last week.
And we shall drink those tears and become stronger because your pain makes us stronger.
Because like Booster Super Mario RPG said, taste salty.
Or like Sith Lords. We're like Sith Lords.
Your pain.
I'll season them with pretzels,
stronger.
thank you.
Your pain makes us stronger. But anyway, now that we've gotten through that, I guess it's time to begin this roast. We're going to get the appetizer out the way because, I mean, really, in order to have a good meal, you need to start with something to whet your appetite. So without much ado, we're going to start with the, how can I put this? If the main course is the poo in the toilet, this is the odor that hits you before you see it. So without much ado,
holy cow,
we gotta hit those who, for some reason, think that they rule this industry with a limp noodle fist, not an iron fist, a limp wet noodle that they think is really powerful.
I would say what else is limp, but this is going on there.
I mean,
keeping it clean here.
Yeah, look, if you want to, this is the roast. So you can, if you want to get a little raw, you can. I don't care. But I mean, let's start with the king of the stinkiness, the king of the stinky feet cheese with dandruff and odor stepped in dog poo. EA. Who wants to?
Oh God.
Who wants to elbow drop this some bitch?
Oh man. Okay.
Who misses seasonal passes or ever yet the purchasable game systems for online purchases?
I don't know, man.
Anyone?
Anyone? I don't know. EA was. What can I say about EA and be completely? EA is the one company that I'll give them credit. They fuck you over and they look you in the eyes and they're like, it's like, what are you doing? I'm fucking you over. What did you think I was doing? At least they're honest in screwing you over because, I mean, other companies try to hide it. They're like, nah, this is for you to make the gaming experience better, not EA. Nope.
I was about to say, what else do you expect from a two-time winner of worst company in America?
They should have won that third time. They should have been a three-peat. Anyone have anything else to add about these merciless, no-talent hacks?
They're after our money again for another year of EA Sports Qual.
What was EA's old thing before they got into what was it, get into the game, some shit like that?
I can't remember.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah,
I think that's
Or,
it.
or the other was EA Games Challenge Everything.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Oh, God. The sad thing is that EA is holding some of my favorite franchises hostage, but they're never going to get any better. Like,
Well, what they're
SimCity.
doing is fucking these franchises in the ass. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And here's the thing: it's bleeding, it's raw. These franchises are not in good shape, and EA just keeps on going. They just don't. I mean, like, does anyone think we're ever going to get a good SimCity ever again?
No.
No.
Not as long as it's in his pocket.
Real right is long.
And unfortunately, that pocket's very deep.
I mean, are we ever going to get a good E3? Are we ever going to get a good I mean, are we ever going to get a good, or not a good E3, a good SimCity? Do you think we'll ever get a good BioWare RPG ever again?
No.
It's a telltale sign when the
It's
original.
unanimous, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a telltale sign when the original creators up and left, like the creators of BioWare up and left.
Yeah, when Greg Zeshuk and Ray Musica left, the BioWare doctors who started that company, when the founders leave, shit has gotten real
Ugly.
Well, it's gotten real bad. And no one ever says anything. No one ever says, that's not a problem.
I mean, after all, look what happened to Rare.
Yeah, Rare is dead. I mean, okay, you guys want to know Rare? Okay, go get a Ukulele from Playtonic. That's Rare. That's the closest you're going to get to a Rare game these days.
And like Contrarian pointed out, this game literally attacks Microsoft.
Yeah, it does. It really, like, this game is a thinly veiled fuck you Microsoft middle finger to Microsoft, which is why I bought 2 versions of the game. Well, 1 version right now, 1 on PC, and then when it comes to the Switch, I'm going to buy that version too, because you know what? Fuck Microsoft. But
well, if they want me to buy it on the Switch, they better release a physical version like on the other systems.
yeah, I think they will. I think they will. To tell you the truth, and I know I normally say I want console parity, but I really I'm glad that they released it before they put it on the Switch so that they can work out all the bugs and you can get the best version of that game on the Switch when it finally comes out, because they'll have all the issues worked out and everything like that. Because remember, a lot of these people haven't made a game in years.
Yeah, but from what I've seen, for a game made by people who haven't done games in years, it's actually good.
Yeah, that's the thing I keep on telling people. They're like, I don't like Ukulele because it doesn't have this, that, or the other. I'm like, you do realize that, I mean, this is essentially just a, it's an N64 game for modern times.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some people are saying that, and I'm quoting this here because I'm honestly surprised about this line. They said that it was already a crappy game because the people that made it were just crap.
Okay, that's bullshit.
I mean, my thing is, like, people wanted, oh man, it wouldn't be so nice if we got a 3D platformer akin to the N64 era. This is what Ukulele is in terms of mechanics and everything.
Yep, and here's the thing: 3D platformers have always had camera issues. I recently played a 3D platformer. I think I had some footage that I put up on my channel, where you play as this cat chick with a metal arm, and who like has to save this planet. And I mean, it's an homage to Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. It has camera issues. 3D platformers have fucking camera issues. I'm sure Mario Odyssey, when it comes out later on this year, will have sections of it that are just going to have camera issues. There's something inherent about 3D space where you're trying to, because you just do not have the level of screen. You can't show the level of real estate compared to the screen like you could with a 2D platformer.
Really? I never noticed. I never noticed issues when I played 3D platforms.
Well, it didn't bother us. It didn't bother us because we got used to it.
Maybe that's because I'm good.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, at a certain point, you just don't. It doesn't bother you because you're like, you just know. You just know what to expect. But for people, like, here's the thing, okay? For people who aren't used to 3D platformers, you didn't grow up playing Mario 64, which I'm gonna tell you right now, everyone thought Bowser was your worst enemy in Mario 64. No, it was that fucking camera, okay?
I think
Oh,
Sunshine did it worse.
I was
Yeah,
about to
Mario
say,
Sunshine had a bad
Mario
camera.
64. I was saying with me and Mario 64, that only happened when I got into the double-digit levels. Ugh.
I thought like some of those cameras were just not very good, and it didn't get better in Sunshine. As a matter of fact,
that's my least favorite 3D Mario.
the only levels in Mario Sunshine that had a halfway decent camera were the levels where you didn't have flood and you were just jumping around. They were basically akin to the throwback galaxies in Mario Galaxy, where it's like it was just pure platforming.
Yeah.
I love those levels. I love pure platforming in Mario games. Because Mario games, in my opinion, 3D or 2D, have some of the purest platforming you'll ever see in a platformer, 3D or, like I said, 3D or 2D. But that's neither here nor there. So anyone else have any more of their feet they want to bust off in EA's ass before we move on to Activision?
Me.
Go ahead, sir.
Hopefully, I just want to see them get a third run of that. What was that prize again?
Golden Poo Award.
Yep.
Okay, so EA. These guys, all they're gonna bring to us are just a big pile of shit. That's all they're gonna do all the time. And they're gonna pee on it. That's what they're gonna do. Okay, EA makes so much shitty games. It's ridiculous, man. Like all graphics, no substance, all microtransactions, overpriced, all glitches. Oh man, and online DRM. Ugh.
And people buy them because all their friends have it.
Or they have an IP that they like, like Star Wars Battlefront. I did not buy that game because I knew it was going to be an incomplete piece of shit. And people bought it, and because it made money, they're making another one. Now, personally, I would have boycotted that game because I don't want the license in EA's hands. I want that license to be farmable out to studios that have passion about the games they're making. But instead,
And talent.
Well, let me put it this way. When it comes to Star Wars games, I think that talent is important, but the first thing you need is someone who's passionate about the IP. And it's not just a money grab, which is what the EA is doing right now. It's a fucking money grab. It has nothing to do with making a quality game.
When Pandemic Studios were around, when they made the first two Battlefront games, they were good, man. Those two games were good. Battlefront 2 is one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time.
Yep. And the Clone Wars one that was like unofficially kind of like a Battlefront 3. I mean, like all of those games are really good. They're fun. They have a single player. They have a multiplayer. They're vehicles. They're airplane. I mean, they're airborne vehicles. There's ground-based vehicles. They're fun. And EA basically bought the rights and just. I mean, it's so lazy and lackadaisical.
You gave it the Battlefield treatment.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh man, DICE is working on this. Oh, that means it's going to be a broken piece of shit then. Because DICE, that's what DICE does. They make games that are broken pieces of shit. I'm surprised. I really am surprised that that Battlefield 1 turned out well.
I'm not because many gamers today are dumb.
Like you're like, yeah, some gamers are just stupid. There's no other way to put it. So anyone have anything else to say before we move on to Activision? All right, I guess no one has anything to say, so I guess we'll move on to Activision. Activision, the triumvirate of the third parties, or as I like to, the reason I call them the triumvirate is because they only have 3 fucking IPs. It seems like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft,
Skylanders.
Well, I would say
Skylanders. They're skipping this year, man.
Yeah, Skylanders been going downhill. I wouldn't. The new thing. It used to be Call of Duty, Tony Hawk, and Rock Band. But now it's Call of Duty. Now it's Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Overwatch.
I thought that was Blizzard.
Yeah, but I mean they're
called Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, they're joined. Yeah, they're joined together.
It shows you how much out of the loop I am when it comes to certain companies.
Yeah, they're garbage. I mean, let's just keep it real. They are complete and total garbage, and they've been garbage for years. And fuck them.
Look, after Call of Duty, I don't see Activision making that kind of money ever again. I don't.
Yeah, Call of Duty's been going downhill for a while now, so I don't really think it's going to do that well either.
Yeah, but after Call of Duty, when they cancel Call of Duty like they did with Guitar Hero, they're never, ever, ever going to be able to replicate that success. Ever.
Well, the thing is that Call of Duty is not a bad franchise. It's just Activision.
They suck that. They drag that cow dry.
Yeah, they won't give it a break. They're like, well, if we have different teams, no, you need to, like, Call of Duty shouldn't be an annual franchise. Call of Duty should be once every 2 or 3 years. 3 years would be perfect because then, like, you release a Call of Duty, you support it with DLC and expansions to keep people interested and to get people to buy it. Maybe you lower the price by like by $10 or $15. Well, okay, if it's a $60 game, you sell it. You maybe have a pre-order bonus. The first people that pre-order it get the first expansion for free, right? And then after that, you lower the price to $50, and the next expansions are like, I don't know, $10 or $20 a piece, right? I mean, that seems like a more fair pricing model than what they've been doing, which is shit. I mean, there's really no way for me to put that. They've been doing nothing. And I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, well, how dare you, sir? How dare you? I like Call of Duty. I'm not impugning anyone's right to like Call of Duty. I'm just simply saying that as a franchise, it would be better if Call of Duty just was spaced out and not an annual release. Because that's what killed Call of Duty, is that it was an annual release, you know?
Well, Call of Duty was just next in line after many previous franchises that were annualized. Tony Hawk, Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that last Guitar Hero didn't do too good. Not just because it was not because fatigue, but also those kind of games was pretty much a 7th gen fad.
Well, you also have to keep in mind that, I mean, like the whole thing about Guitar Hero was that the shit was created in order to basically get people to buy. The game itself was cheap to make. What they were really selling were those damn peripherals. And they really, like, every 2 or 3 years, they patch in some shit so that you have to buy the new shit.
I was about to say, wouldn't that mean that with certain music games, you're stuck with certain arsenals in order to play them?
Yeah.
And I thought that they were snake oil enough with the music.
Yeah, they were gonna screw you over. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right. You have found the secret weakness of the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games. That's why they died. Plus, I mean, let's keep it real. Most Rock Bands did not like to me, they didn't have music that I really wanted to play.
Music is subjective, but how you intuitively play it is another.
Well, I mean, this is just my own personal bias, but I'm huge into old school R&B. I mean, if they had done like a rock band that was like old school R&B, I would have totally gotten that shit. But no, it was like, don't you want to play Def Leppard and Styx and Aerosmith? It's like, not particularly, no.
I was like, hey man, I was playing.
No, they were like, hey, you, like the last one was like, we have the Guitar Hero experience where you can be the rockers. Look, unless I get to invite hot groupies to my room, put cocaine on their chest and snort it, then no, this is not the Guitar Hero experience. That is not, look, I'm not doing blow off of some hot groupie's ass, then no, this is not the Guitar Hero experience. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious with that one, but you get what I'm saying, right? You know, I mean, I've always hated that about these types of games. I've always found it a bit offensive that they do that. And then they act all surprised. Like, I can't believe that happened. I can believe that happened.
Well, that's one thing. I give credit to guitar and rock band. They exposed me to a lot more music genres. I've listened to them, but I didn't know like a lot of the band names. So that's one thing I give credit to.
You're like, that was begrudging. We had to rip that out your hands for that one. I'll give you this much credit. Nothing more.
I got those songs like on my iPod rotation.
I can appreciate that. So anyone else want to stick their foot up the patootie? That's not a word, but we'll go with it.
At the behind.
Up the ass of Activision before we move on. Now this can be any part of Activision. This can be Blizzard.
Well, I put them all into one. They suck.
Next. Yeah, you're like, they suck. Next. Any other questions?
As a card gamer, I'm really groaning about them. So if anything, I'm ready to shuffle down to kick another card game screw over.
Ubisoft. No. So next we have Ubisoft.
Konami.
We weren't really going to go over Konami yet, but I mean, if you wanna skip, you can.
I said that that is only if you guys are willing to go that direction early.
Konami has an E3 show, right?
Not really, no. They let other people show their shit.
Oh, okay. I thought they actually were pulling, but I could let them get away this round. Besides anything, there's probably worse. Like let's see, Ubisoft or Capcom.
We were about to go to Ubisoft, actually. Speak of the devil. Speak of the French devil with a mustache who talks like Pepe Le Pew. Ubisoft. What can I say about Ubisoft except
they went down the toilet for sure.
They're like a crackhead who's desperately trying to score a hit. Desperately, you know. Come on, man. Try this Assassin's Creed.
Question is, where they think they're gonna hit this time with their franchise of Assassins or with their Limitless Hero.
Well, they're doing Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Origins, which is set in ancient Egypt. It's telling the origin of the assassins. Here's the thing. Ubisoft will not give people the game they want. They want Assassin's Creed Japan with ninjas versus assassins. Even though actually technically assassins versus assassins. That's what people want.
That would be fucking epic, man. Assassin's Creed in Japan.
But no, they give us Assassin's Creed Egypt because, you know.
And you know what's funny? Years ago, they said that Egypt was probably the worst setting for Assassin's Creed. And today, they do it.
Well, I mean, the game looks interesting, but this is Ubisoft. So here's the thing. Ubisoft games, when they first show the trailers, look interesting. And then the game comes out, or you find out more about it, and you realize it's some bullshit. So, I mean, like,
It's like watching something so fresh and clean get turned into rocks as it grows into a fully mature piece of trash.
Well, the thing is that Assassin's Creed is a good idea. How they've been executing it is garbage. Putting Assassin's Creed in the real world, like if they did an Assassin's Creed set in the real world, where you had this dude with that damn ancient hoodie and the cut finger running around killing people, like using these ancient techniques to kill people in the modern world, that would actually be a fun game. But they keep on making them period pieces that are periods that no one gives a shit about, except for Ubisoft. They're like, we're doing Assassin's Creed, the American Revolution. Yay!
Well, there is one thing though. For Assassin's Creed in the American Revolution, I did like the main character, Connor. I actually liked him. But like Connor, like to me, Connor was like the only interesting thing in the game. Like it was an interesting character in a boring world. That's what
really. I found Connor to be like, Connor had so much promise, but because the world was so boring that he interacted with, I was like, even you aren't interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you could see. But Connor, that's because it's because Connor shares a lot of values that I actually agree with, such as social justice and all of that.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, but I'm just like, that's the thing about Assassin's Creed. It has really good.
He's not afraid to speak his mind. Like he says what he thinks. He doesn't care.
Assassin's Creed has a really good premise, and Ubisoft just won't utilize it well. Sprite, your thoughts? You got all quiet on us, so I thought you got
Ubisoft. That company is desperate. Like, damn, like, oh, here comes another Assassin's Creed that no one asked for, and just the whole, we're scared of Vivendi, but here's another Rayman Legends that's coming over that no one asked for, because that's supposed to be getting the port on Switch.
But well, you're right. But the sad thing is that, like, they could do so many awesome things with these games. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was Assassin's Creed spinoff that was set in a fantasy world?
Yeah.
Where also, like, you could have like a goblin assassin or a dwarven assassin, or I don't know, like some just random people. It's like, this dude's just an old dude, an old farmer sitting in his village with a rake. Turns out that motherfucker's an assassin. You turn around, he kills the dude. I mean, that would be awesome. You know, you got dragons and shit flying around and orcs and shit. But no,
they got such infinite possibilities of some of this, and they wasted on history editing.
I mean, and then the whole them having the E3 cars. I'm like, what y'all? I mean, y'all really don't have nothing to really show, considering the whole Vivendi takeover, and you said Beyond Good and Evil 2 wasn't coming.
Of course, it's not coming. I mean, look, that would require effort. And look, Michel Ancel is just waiting for his contract to run out before he's gonna take his severance pay, his leaving package. He's gonna run out the door saying, "Bye, suckers. I hope Vivendi does you up the booty with no lube." And that's what. And look, I mean, I know I said that jokingly, but that's really what's gonna happen to you. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's corporately speaking, that's what's going to happen to Ubisoft.
Yeah, like, that's literally the only person that's really like that actually cares about gaming in that company. Because seems like everybody else, the big wigs, all they see is dollar signs. It's just sad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, watching Ubisoft is like seeing it's like seeing a really fat guy with no game at a bar, but he's really, really thirsty. I don't mean thirsty for water either. Like, he's really, really thirsty. and you just watch him strike out time after time after time. It's like, this dude needs to leave. Just go home, dude, and get your box of tissues and lotion and work it out, because it ain't happening. It just ain't happening tonight. But no, Ubisoft, you're desperate. You're desperate, and you need help. Go home. Go home.
Go home and be a family man.
Go home. No, man, they didn't even make it that far. Just go home. Just go home. Just please stop. Go home.
Go home and be softly and drunk.
I'm like Carl Winslow to Steve Urkel. Go home, Steve. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Except in this case, it's Ubisoft.
What did I miss?
We were roasting Ubisoft, telling them to go home because they're desperate and to go home because people are tired of their shit.
Well, Ubisoft days are numbered.
Yep.
Look, Assassin's Creed Origins is gonna flop. I think it's gonna flop. I don't think it's gonna work for them.
I don't think it's gonna flop, but they're gonna put so much of their money behind it that like they're gonna have unrealistic sales expectations. Unless this is using an old ass engine and they budget. Like if they budget this for like 80 million or even like 60, if they budget it for 60 million and they use the same engine they've been using for Watch Dogs for this game, and it sells, if it sells 1.5 million across 3 platforms, Xbox, Sony, and PS whatever, and PC. If it sells 6 million in total, or even over 4 million, they'll be all right. But the problem is that Ubisoft is a mid-tier publisher trying to spend.
They're more likely to get 1 million per system they're on.
Yeah, and like they're not going to keep the budget under a certain amount. So yeah, I mean, sales wise, it might sell okay, but because they don't know how to keep their shit under a certain amount, they're not gonna fail.
It's basically like they're the biggest publisher in Europe, but they're nothing like EA, and they try to be. That's basically
like Ubisoft is like, anyone has a younger siblings?
I'm the youngest.
Okay, like remember when your older siblings were doing stuff and you wanted to be like them?
Yeah.
And like there's a certain point where it's like, man, sit your little ass down. You don't know what you're doing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what Ubisoft is. They're like, I can be like you. Man, sit your ass down. Stop embarrassing yourself. And that's what it is with Ubisoft. It's like, look, man, you're never going to be as big as EA and Activision. You're never going to be that big. You want to know why? Because EA and Activision have the capital. They have look. EA and Activision can cash the checks. Their ass can cash the checks that their mouth writes. It's an old southern term. Okay, you can't do that. Ubisoft. I mean, you're practically going broke trying to grow. Like if you're going broke trying to expand, you are not doing it right, because normally when you expand, yeah, you have some negative growth, but you can sustain it. You have enough in the bank to sustain it. Ubisoft went around, made a lot of their shares public, which means Vivendi can buy them out, took all types of loans out, so they owe a lot of banks a lot of money in order to expand. That's bad business, dude.
Yes, I see.
You need help, man. I don't know, but you need to do something. Shit. All types of trouble. You need.
Oh man. And so, the moment Ubisoft is gone, I'll be like, well, I'm not gonna miss you. Goodbye.
The thing is like I don't really like Ubisoft, but I like some of the IPs they have. Like they have the rights to.
Well, Red Fox, those IPs are going to be sold.
Yeah, but who's gonna buy them? Like they have the rights to No More Heroes. I don't want to see that shit go to EA or Activision.
No More.
Personally,
are you sure they're the original publishers of No More Heroes? Let me see.
Okay, let me put it this way. They have the publishing rights to No More Heroes. I'm pretty sure. I'll Wikipedia it, but I'm relatively sure they have the publishing rights to No More Heroes.
The game was, in Japan, it was published by Marvelous Entertainment. In North America, it was Ubisoft. And in the rest of the world, it was Rising Star Games.
Let me look. No More Heroes.
On the Wii, the first one, Ubisoft only published it in North America.
There's a twist.
I'm looking it up. So basically, yeah, in Japan it was Marvelous, but I think that was just in Japan. I think everywhere else, I think Ubisoft and I think it's with some other people. I'm relatively sure. I could be wrong, but
yeah, but Ubisoft are not the only ones who publish the game. I don't think they're the sole owners of No More Heroes, if they are owners.
Well, I mean, okay, I could be wrong on that, but surely, but we can all agree that No More Heroes needs to go back to Goichi Suwada.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot the dude's name. It needs to go back to Suda 51.
Well, chances are it might, because we're getting a new game with Travis Touchdown.
Well, that wasn't confirmed. That was a teaser trailer. But if it's true, I would love it because Ubisoft ain't done shit with it.
Well, it's Ubisoft. What do you expect?
They've done nothing with. I mean, look at the IPs they've done nothing with. Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh boy.
Nothing. Red Steel.
Oh boy, they changed their logo, man. They've changed their fucking logo.
Well, they can change whatever they want to. It's not going to stop Vivendi from sticking its very, very large up there behind.
Yeah. I don't know why they did it, but it looks worse than the previous one.
Hey, man, you can't do this to me. I'm not the same Ubisoft. Doesn't matter.
I'm about to say, ready or not, something's coming your way, and it's not going to be pretty.
Jesus, no, please, God, no, Jesus. But Vinny's like, hey, man, pick up this soap.
Yeah,
I believe you have the wrong
tell where
person.
that's going to go.
That's somebody else. You can change your name all you want to. I know who you are. Come on, pick up this soap.
It's not the name they changed. It's the
logo. Yeah.
It's the clothing that they changed clothes, but they're still the same guys.
Yeah, basically. So I think we've drop kicked Ubisoft enough times. We went from EA to Activision to Ubisoft. Anyone else? I mean, before we move on to the big three, anyone else want to add anyone to the third parties at EA this year? I mean, at E3 this year. You can add Japanese companies. You can add Capcom or Crapcom, as some people call them. You can add Konami. You can add
Square Enix.
Oh, motherfuckers! Sorry, you had to say the one thing that would trigger me. You had to say. You know what?
They have to mention because of what they pulled off already, and that's showing off what was probably the biggest tease of all.
Let's do Square Enix first. Let's do Konami first. Then Namco Bandai, then Capcom, and end it with Square Enix, and then we'll move on to the big three. So who wants to? I know Jewel has a bone to pick with Konami, so she can take point. Go ahead, Jewel. Vent it. Let it out. Roast.
I'm going at it from two directions, just because I know them in two ways. I know Konami's holding a lot of games hostage, and I honestly wish that they do something with some of these things because, come on. When is the last time you've seen some pure gold that hasn't been tarnished by stupidity? I mean, they put some of their biggest things under casino ripoffs. And considering that they own a card game that is going into a new system, it makes me wonder if they even pay attention to how the games are played in the first place. It drives me up the wall, especially so. And I can only imagine what you guys have been through.
Yeah, they have, like, the thing about Konami is that they hold the rights to a lot of IPs that I love, which they're doing nothing with, unless you count putting them in fucking pachinko and casino machines. Like, I went to a casino.
As I said, casino ripoffs.
Literally, I went on a cruise last year, and I went through the casino because I was waiting for a show to start. And literally, half of the casino machines are made up by Konami, and the little icons in the electronic machines, some of them are little chibi versions of Castlevania characters. I'm like, you motherfuckers!
Wow.
Man, they're being breaked by Konami.
I'm like, you motherfuckers! Like, I'm like, you would rather, like, here's the thing. I'm not saying you need to make a big budget console Castlevania game, because you don't want to make that type of risk. Fair enough, I understand. I'm a business owner. I get it. But you couldn't fucking put a Castlevania game on the 3DS and no Mirror of Shadows. Mirror of Shadows is not a Castlevania game. It's not. I refuse to call that a Castlevania game. It's not a Castlevania game. I don't know what it is.
Basically, the entire Lords of Shadows sub-series.
No, it's not a Castlevania game. That's all I'm saying. So, I know you also don't like Konami, Sprite, so you take a crack at roasting these sons of bitches.
Konami, you got IPs from Hudson Soft that's begging to have a new game, and you guys don't want nothing to do with it, but let it be a pachinko machine. Oh, let's do that. Like, I get it that Super Bomberman are sold well, and you said that you think about doing more IPs, but where are they? And please, for the love of God, bring back how Castlevania used to be. No more of that Mirrors of Fate, Lords of Shadow stuff. I see why Koji left. But they gotta come up. They gotta make money somehow, because Kojima's not there anymore.
I hate to break this to you, but half the reason Konami's in the shape they're in with their IPs that they only support, they said fuck all these other IPs, we're only going to support Metal Gear Solid, is because of Koji Igarashi, that piece of shit. So
I thought it was Kojima.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was Kojima, that piece of shit. So I mean, like, I'm not sad to see his ass go.
And then people point fingers at Konami, but they fail to realize it's Kojima was the reason why Konami is what it is now. Because of him. But, can't point fingers at him, though. Oh, no, because that's Jeff Keighley's best friend.
Man, fuck Jeff Keighley. Fuck Jeff. Look, as a matter of fact, Jeff Keighley and Kojima need to go rent a hotel room, a love hotel room in Japan, with like a dram of condoms. That's 200 condoms, folks. And a big old bucket of lube, and how about it? And leave everybody out of it. And no, make a videotape of it and put it on the next video game awards. This is my super secret video I made with my good friend Hideo Kojima. Yay!
Oh, come on now. Don't we have that enough with Kim Kardashian and Ray J? Yeah, I went there.
That'll either be the most watched video game award show or the least watched. But either way, it'll be entertaining to see people's reactions. Like, oh God. Oh,
people are going to be traumatized.
I'm disgusted, and yet I can't turn away. my mind is telling me no, but my body is saying also no.
Oh my God! Did you have to put that R. Kelly?
My mind's telling me no. My body. Your body's telling you to pee on that little girl, you sick fuck. Anyway, I'm sorry. Did I get a little too raw with that one? I'm sorry. Forgive me for getting raw, but I mean, these
This
look,
is the roasting of even that's a little too spicy.
but he did it. Look, there's videotape. He did it. It was in his house, in his bedroom, with his hairdo. I mean, sure, he was wearing a mask, but it was totally R. Kelly. He's like, that wasn't me. Motherfucker, come on, man. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I saw the Boondocks episode. That's all I needed to know.
Oh, God, you got me thinking that song now. Thank you very much.
Brother, what was it? With Dave Chappelle?
No.
I want to piss pee on you.
My God.
How you gonna make a video about peeing on people? How you gonna make a video of peeing on people? But anyway,
I think we might as well get out of the champagne right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that we've gone off the rails, it's time to put the train back on the rails with the next group of.
What about me?
Oh, sorry. You have something to say about Konami?
Okay, yes. Konami. I don't have much history with you, but from what I've seen of you in my life, you guys are just a bunch of nobodies. You have nothing special about yourselves. You're not special. You're not. I bought Super Bomberman R. It's okay. But outside of that, you guys are just a bunch of nobodies.
Speaking of nobodies. No, you said Square Enix is last. Never mind.
Yeah, Square Enix is last. We're gonna save their asses last because I got a roast coming up for their asses. So let's do Namco Bandai next, folks.
Well, yeah, Bandai Namco, tomato, whatever you want to call them. They, like, I like that that Tekken 7 actually had modes and content, and it's actually a fun fighting game. Don't get me wrong, but the other stuff is hit or miss.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Namco Bandai. Like with Namco Bandai, it's like 50-50. It's like, I mean, I hate to use this joke, but Namco Bandai is like an uncle who sent you to school but also molested you. I stole that from Chris Rock, but it is appropriate for the situation at hand because that's how they are. I mean, it's like they have some really good IPs that I really wish they would use, but they don't. They just, they do the bare minimum.
Oh, and also I did like the Tale series. The last game, Berseria, was some big improvement.
No,
you didn't like Berseria?
No. Okay, Berseria was okay. It was fun having a female protagonist, but I mean, that's it. That's all you're going with is it had a female. Like that. That's not a good enough reason for me to like a game. It has a female protagonist.
Oh. Anything else about Bandai Namco that I can think of? That's really it. Like I said, I like Tekken 7. It has a lot of content. Thank God. Only thing I think about Tekken, that's one messed up family. The Mishi was.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
The thing about Namco Bandai for me is that basically my issue with Namco Bandai is that like Namco Bandai is like 50-50. Sometimes they're on point. Sometimes they fucking up like a mofo. Like you watch. I'm trying to open my water while I'm talking. You watch something like. Oh, there we go. Like okay, you get a game. You get a game like Pokken Tournament. Now I rented the game. I didn't buy it because it just I don't really like. I'm not a huge Tekken fan, I can play it. I've played it in the past, but I'm not like, oh my god, I have to have Tekken. And I've never been a huge fan of Pokemon spin-offs. Shocking, I know.
Oh yeah.
No, not really, to be
With
honest.
me,
I like
it varies.
I like the stadium games, Snap and Puzzle League, like the N64 ones.
Yeah, I liked Puzzle League. I liked Snap. I liked
I couldn't
liked
stand
Puzzle-
Hey You Pikachu.
No, I take that back. I hated Snap. I liked Puzzle League. I liked Stadium. I liked the N64 games that were like the handheld games, but with better graphics. And those games sold abysmally, so I'm tired of people saying, you need to put Pokemon on the Switch. Shut the fuck up. They already tried it.
Oh God,
Didn't work.
I got a
Shut
rant
up.
especially for that, but I'll get that off air. Thank you very much.
And they're good games, but they didn't sell that well, okay? I mean, just get the fuck over it, okay? They tried it, it didn't work. Get over it. Plus, if they did that, it would break their model. But the thing about Bandai Namco that gets me is that they don't basically they run franchises into the ground and then they just forget them. Like they ran Soul Calibur into the ground. I love Soul Calibur. It's one of my favorite titles. They ran that shit to the ground. And they've been running Dragon Ball into the ground. I'm interested in the new Dragon Ball. That's a 2D Dragon Ball that's made by the Arc System Works, the Guilty Gear people. That could be good because it's 2D and not that fucking 3D shit they've been doing. But where all people do is run away and spam energy balls, and then charge up and use a really powerful attack. That's all they do.
At least in the Tenkaichi games, running away and throwing energy balls wasn't enough.
I personally, Tenkaichi was kind of like the start. It's like they tried to please two crowds. My favorite Dragon Ball fighting games are the ones from Atari. Like I like Budokai.
Well, Tenkaichi 3
Budokai.
was Atari.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I liked Budokai. Budokai 2 is good, but Budokai 3 is where it really got good.
For me, it's Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That is my.
Me too.
I think we're talking about the same game. It's just I dropped Tenkaichi from my head.
Yeah, Tenkaichi is the 3D one, and it's on PS2. And I had the PS2 copy.
Yeah, the Tenkaichi is the one. Budokai 3 is the one that had like a story mode where you could fly around, like Planet Earth, Planet Namek, find the Dragon Ball, fight enemies. It was almost like an RPG where you could level up, you get capsules and shit. It was fun. But you also couldn't spam energy balls. Like you actually had to get in close and fight somebody. I like that.
It's true. You actually had tactics.
Yeah, there was actually fighting involved in a fighting game. Which the new ones are just literally people just shooting energy balls and flying around, and so that they can get far enough. So they can get far enough to power up enough to use their ultimate attack and kill you. That's all they fucking do. It's lazy.
I just wish they made a Tenkaichi 4. That's what I wish for, but they're not gonna do that.
You know what I wish? I wish they'd make another. I wish they'd make another like 2D Legend of Zelda knockoff, Secret of Mana knockoff, Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball game like Legend of the Saiyans. Remember for the Game Boy Advance?
Oh, you mean Legacy of Goku?
Oh,
well, there was Legacy of Goku, and there was the second one.
I hate those games, man.
I love those games.
Oh, trash, man. Oh,
I love those games. Those games were made by Monolith Soft, dude. I love those games.
Yeah, but even then, oh man, Legacy of Goku. Oh.
Okay, the first one was shit. Okay, I'll be honest with you. The first one was shit. The second one was way better, though.
Yeah, it's better, but it's still.
The cool thing about the second one was that you could be any character unless they forced you in those shitty story modes. So then you could have a superpowered Vegeta who just fucking wrecked Majin Vegeta. Or sorry, a superpowered Piccolo that wrecked Majin Vegeta. Because fuck Vegeta. Sorry, I don't like Vegeta. Vegeta's like the Pikachu of Dragon Ball Z.
I think you're exaggerating. Vegeta? No, I don't think he's the Pikachu of Dragon Ball Z. I don't think.
The reason I call him the Pikachu of Dragon Ball Z is because, like Pikachu, Vegeta is overrated. He's able to defeat enemies that on paper you'd be like, no fucking way. Like I saw a clip from a Pokemon TV show where Pikachu fought a goddamn Mega Tyranitar and use Thunderbolt against it and beat it. What type of bullshit is that? I'm sorry.
That's what. Yeah, because in the first movie,
only way I see that happening is with Iron Tail.
No,
he did that.
Even,
he did,
and that's barely.
He did Thunderbolt against
Rock type
Golem in the first Pokemon movie.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's unaffected.
Yeah, it's like even if Pikachu used an Iron Tail against a Mega Tyranitar, you know what would happen? The Tyranitar would take a little bit of damage, get pissed, and stomp that little motherfucker. It wouldn't say he fainted. It would say, Ash, your Pokemon died.
It's like in the manga. In the manga, Pokemon actually die.
Yeah, that's why. Look. Pokemon wants to get me back into their animated series. I tell you what they need to do. One of two things. I know we're going off the rails, but fuck it. This is a BS Buster Cast. We do that all the time. If you're new here, here's what they need to do. One of two things. Either make an anime for older people that has Red as the main character and not Ash Ketchum because fuck him. Or two.
Likely not going to happen.
Yeah, because Origins was just an OVA.
They need to do that shit in Japan and bring it over. Number two, have Ash go up against Red and get his entire team just curb stomp. Red's like, yeah, you can use all the Pokemon you want. I'm just going to use these 6 right here. Let's see who wins, and just have him go show shit.
That's not going to happen either.
Oh shit!
I mean, this is
why Charizard. Oh goddamn!
And another thing they need to do if they want to bring me back is to make an actual ending instead of dragging it
out
and on and on and on and on.
Goes to a league, loses, and then gives up his Pokemon and starts from scratch.
Has been 10 years old for 20 fucking years. Except for that shitty ass
Pikachu. I'm sorry. I know everyone's like, Pikachu. Look, man, look. Okay, look. If all he uses Pikachu to go up against were flying type and water type, I'd be like, look, man, you got it. You can knock that shit out. But he's taking on ground types, fighting types. I mean, just shit that would normally just wreck the shit out of his Pikachu. He's one-shotting. No.
That's why like when it comes to anime, I prefer Digimon over Pokemon because they do have new characters and they do come with new monsters. and it seems to be much more at stake with like the world and stuff. In Pokemon, it's just the world is really never at stake.
Just
let me ask you a question. Do characters in Digimon actually age?
Yeah, they do.
After the end, it gets a new set of characters. Although, like the original in the first season, they are grown up with Adventure Try.
Here's the thing you need to understand about Digimon. Digimon is basically like a Japanese take on the Chronicles of Narnia. These kids go to a fantastic world, find these fantastic creatures, fight some evil. Sometimes it spills over into the real world, but eventually they grow up and new kids come along and have to take care of shit.
Well,
it's awesome. Cool. I actually like that the kids get older.
That's cool, man. That's actually good.
Yeah, because the first season, like with Tai or Taichi, whichever you prefer, and like those characters, they went from elementary to like early college, high school. With the new one that's out right now, like Digimon Adventure Try. So yeah,
I don't know. Man. I don't follow.
Thank God that's happened.
Here's all I say: if they want it, like I said, with Pokemon, if you want to bring it back. Like start a series for older people who maybe watched this shit when they were kids and they didn't ask any questions. Yeah, because really, I'm tired of Ash Ketchum. Fuck Ash Ketchum.
Another thing
about fuck him in the eye with one of those spikes off a meter.
I'm taking it like this. You can have Ash Ketchum. You can at least have that. But if anything, don't forget some of us older people and give us something like that. Like and that also, in the other parts.
Another thing that Digimon has
you're not winning this because if anything, you know how these people are gonna aim it for kids because you want to get the people into the youth.
That's why I said make a series for older because they like. You go to Japan, they have animes for all ages. They have animes for adults. They have animes for kids. Why can't you make a Pokemon for older people and stop? Because Ash Ketchum, he's great for kids. But I'm 31 and I want to get back into watching an animated Pokemon. I don't want to see, because it hurts my head to see these blatant logic fallacies where he just throws his Pikachu out. That's the fucking Magic MacGuffin Pokemon, and it's against Pokemon that go against type.
And he uses the power of friendship to overcome
That's offensive to me. I'm sorry, because I play Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Like I never got into the trading card games, but when it comes to competitively, like with the actual game. Yeah, I was one of those few people that had a link cable and would play other people. And I kicked their ass because I knew types and strengths. Now, I got out of it once they were like, man, you got to have this nature. And people were setting their Pokemon game multiple times so they get the right Pokemon with the right nature. Fuck that.
Oh, trust me. I already got that headache when it came into Gen 4.
Yeah, fuck that. But, I mean, when it comes to type matching and knowing not to use rare candies ever, like, I swear. Here's your amateur Pokemon dump of the day. Never, ever, ever use a rare candy on any Pokemon because it fucks up their stats.
Okay.
They changed that so you can even edit your stats when you got your Pokemon level 100.
Yeah, I know they changed it with the effort values, but even then, rare candies fuck up your stats. So don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I'll take one of that. Okay.
Just level your Pokemon up naturally, or use the totally cheap experience share, which is just like totally they made
well,
it.
Good thing we have Lucky Egg and Pokerus for that.
Don't ever.
Does Pokemon nowadays, like the anime, have character development now, or is that just a thing of the past?
It varies.
Well, it depends.
I say it varies, depending on which part you're looking at.
Well, here's the thing. Brock had character development. Misty had character development in the original series. Even Gary Oak had character development. Ash, though, has almost no fucking because even if he does have character development, at the end of the run, he gives away all his Pokemon. He starts from scratch. So it's like all that progress is just wiped away. It's stupid. I'm sorry. I know why they do it. They want to promote their new
their games.
They want to promote the games and get new people into it. But
that's a good thing. But it'd be fun if they could think about us too.
Like I said, man, just do like okay. It doesn't have to be rated M for mature because no one wants to see. No one wants to see. Although it would be funny if they did a crossover episode where Ash Ketchum comes home early and finds Gary Oak taking it to his mom. That'd be funny. Because wasn't it weird how every time he called home, Gary Oak is in his house?
Good night, everybody.
That's too far.
Sorry, you had to make me do that.
Wouldn't that be a little weird? It's like, man, how come every time I call my house, you're in my house, man? That's weird. Why are you wearing a T-shirt in my dad's robe? Okay, I know that's a bridge too far. Let's move on from Namco Bandai, even though we went off the rails, and go to Crapcom or Capcom or Capcoma. Capcom. Anyone have anything to say about
considering that their new fighting game Infinite is coming soon, we get to burn where they are usually seen in the most, throwing punches.
Yeah, I'll throw some punches. I'll throw some kicks, and some Hadoukens too. So who wants to go first? who wants to dig into Capcom's ass over their bullshit?
Yeah, me.
Let's see. You're doing nothing but fighting games and nothing but Monster Hunter games. I got something for you. Forward, down, forward, punch.
Fair enough. Sprite, you were gonna say something.
You guys clearly don't know the intended audience for Mega Man games.
No, they don't. You're absolutely right. They don't.
And Disney games. Because apparently, Mega Man Disney Afternoon sells so well on the other two systems. Yeah, and Nintendo guys, they don't deserve it. And they don't like our stuff no way. Even though those games got started on the NES, which is a Nintendo system.
And they even removed the Nintendo icons from all those packages on that they show on the game.
And not only that,
games.
it's like, and then not only that, but they split Legacy Collection 1 and 2 separately, while the Anniversary Collection that was on 6th-gen systems, including GameCube, had like 11 of those games.
And let's not forget that these games. Here's the hilarious thing, because I like talking the business of video games. this game flopped. The Disney Afternoon Collection flopped.
No.
So clearly, the intended audience, I mean, the people who you put this game on the platform, they do not give a shit about those games. You want to know why? Because they never played them. And if they did, they didn't give a shit about them because they jumped off the Nintendo brand wagon years ago. You stupid bastards.
And not only that, but, you know, a lot of those people, they didn't get into gaming until, like, shooters and realism got, like, very, very popular anyway. So it's like, y'all can make easy money. Oh, but we're supporting Nintendo Switch. Yeah, with Monster Hunter and $40 Street Fighter 2. Yeah, okay. And finally, I just want to mention this real quick.
I thought it was $10 Street Fighter 2.
I'm talking about Ultra, but yeah. And one more thing about Capcom is apparently, regarding those compilations, apparently porting 8-bit games to a system that's like 30 years younger is so impossible that it takes too much effort.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, this is okay. Here's what people need to understand about Capcom. Capcom is a shell of its former self.
No
okay?
shit.
Yeah.
They can't do what they used to be able to do. They aren't that good anymore.
And I've heard like, oh, it's because the new execs are there, and then I've heard people say it's because Keiji Inafune left a scar on that company. I've heard multiple sides.
No, I'll tell you what it is. 40% of Capcom is owned by, like, I think SunTrust Bank or American Bank. Like, it's one of these major banks of the world, not just America. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they don't give a fuck about gaming. They want to see a return on their investment. Okay. And when that happens, the artistry and trying to give people what they want goes out the window. And that's why Capcom is the way it is. Keiji, some of the things Keiji Inafune did, and people might get mad about it, were not bad. Like, trying to make games that were more appealing to a Western audience was not a bad thing.
But it's the execution.
Well, yeah, it's the execution. Yeah. I'll be right back. You guys keep on talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, but I just it's like I told someone a couple days ago.
And then say it.
It's like what I said a couple days ago to someone, a close friend of mine. I said it seems like EA always wants to win the worst video game company in America. It seems like Capcom they definitely want to win the war for the worst video game company in Japan.
And here's the thing: they're not even the worst. They're bad, but because Capcom at least does. There are some IPs that they have that are doing well. Well, they have some IPs that are doing well, like Monster Hunter. I know people get mad, but Monster Hunter is doing well, even though they're milking the shit out of it.
Yes.
I was about to say, some people are still salted that it's only on Nintendo stuff.
Because that's where it sells.
Because it's on PlayStations.
Because that's where it sells, and they already have an engine that'll work on it. I mean,
and you was going to say something about Keiji Inafune before you left.
I was just saying that Keiji Inafune had a good idea. The execution didn't come off right. But I mean that okay, making Japanese games more palatable to a Western audience is not a bad thing. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that kind of drags down Platinum is that their games are a little too okay, I grew up playing Japanese games, so Platinum's games aren't alien to me. But for Joe Blow, casual gamer, they're not used to games like that. So to them, that's not really doing anything for them. You know what I mean?
I feel like if they had like a character that looks more like a person that lives over here in the West, like maybe that'll help. Because remember when how 8 and 16-bit games, it'd be like games, Japanese games, like, but the characters be like muscular and burly, like in Double Dragon, for example. They want like all anime style.
I won't go that far. I think what Platinum needs to do is they need to become like a second party to maybe a Nintendo. I know they're like, well, we want to either that or form a closer relationship, because here's the thing. They need that guidance because Nintendo's games are very Japanese, but anyone can play them.
Yeah.
Universal
appeal.
Yeah, and I think
Nintendo are more immune to shifts in cultures compared to other Japanese publishers.
Yeah, but their games are still very Japanese.
Yes.
Like they're very Japanese, but like the way they kind of ease you into it is so calculated and so soft touch you don't even know it. You know?
Yeah. No, that's another thing I made. I bought a Keiji Inafune because I remember Hideki Kami was like, he's more of a businessman.
Yeah, he was like, no, it's not a bad thing. He kind of saved it at the end. I'm like, come on, man, let's keep it real. We know what you were saying, man. We ain't dumb.
So that's why I'm also brought his name up. What Kami said to him. Interesting.
But, and plus, Keiji, like, here's what we've learned from Japanese developers who leave their parent companies. Once they leave, like 90% of them don't do shit after they go. Either that or they make a whole bunch of shitty mobile games. Monolith Soft. Sorry, no, Miss Walker.
Man, that's not even cool, man. That's not even cool, man.
Okay.
Because Hiro Sakaguchi's there and Nobuo Matsu is there.
The sad thing is this, right? Like Hironobu Sakaguchi made one bad movie. He got fired from
Squaresoft.
Square Enix.
It was Squaresoft back then. From Squaresoft, but this motherfucker Nomura. No, I just call him motherfucker Nomura. This motherfucker Nomura made 4 bad games, and people just give him a fucking pass. It's wrong, dude.
That somehow makes me wonder how the beep did he get away with that? He must be doing something under the table. And that's all I'm going to say before you boys get ugly.
Final Fantasy VII.
Fuck Final Fantasy VII.
I think I believe he was the one that made Cloud and Ares. Yes, Ares, not Ares. Sephiroth and Tifa and whatnot. I think he's the one behind the designs for those characters.
Can I ask you a question, guys?
Go ahead.
Why is Final Fantasy VII so revered?
It's the movie adaptation of Renegade.
Think of it as it's kind of because it was like people's like first JRPG, kind of like how Dragon Ball Z is people's first anime for a lot of people.
Yeah,
it gets overrated. Like I love Dragon Ball Z, but it's not the best in the world.
Yeah, like I mean that's a fault. Everyone here is right, but I'll give you my take on it. The reason it's revered is because it was heavily marketed, and for a lot of people, it is like it's their first JRPG. Okay, and like the sad thing about it is that like, and I hate to sound like a hipster here, but
they never played Chrono Trigger.
Well, not just that. When you're like, okay, I mean, I hate to sound like a hipster here because hipsters are always like, man, I was into it before you were into it. But I mean, literally, like, just from a practical standpoint, Final Fantasy VII isn't even the best Final Fantasy in the series.
Yeah, 6 wins that.
I mean, it's not the best. It's not the best one in the series. And I find it hilarious.
Remembered.
Well, I find it how people are always like, how especially Tetsuya Nomura, that piece of shit, is always trying to rewrite gaming history. He's like, well, you know, Lightning is the first female protagonist we ever had. Fuck you. No. No. No, the first female protagonist you had was Terra, or Tina, depending on which translation you have of the game, in Final Fantasy VI. Now, that's 16-bit. You don't want to acknowledge 16-bit, fair enough. But really, the main character of Final Fantasy X, which came well before Final Fantasy 13, wasn't that piece of shit Titus. It was
the one was laughing like
yeah, the main character of Final Fantasy X is Yuna, not Titus.
Yeah, that laugh.
Oh God! Oh Jesus! I swear to God! I swear to God! Final Fantasy X is Sakaguchi's troll game to the rest of Squaresoft. He's like, fuck you guys. No, actually, that's 10-2. 10-2 is his troll game. You know what? Fuck you guys.
That's what I was about to say. If anything,
like 10,
he left with a middle finger.
Yeah, I like 10. It's just it's a little rough around the edges in some parts, like the voice acting.
I think if 10. I think if 10 had, if they had taken Titus out of it and just let Yuna be the main character, it would have been a better game.
Yeah, then again, I was gonna say, and somehow they tainted 10-2 by giving us what we want, but leaving what left behind afterwards.
No, 10-2, no one wanted that game. no one was asking for 10-2. I said, it's like I want an RPG.
10-2 gave us the female lead we wanted, but
like everything else was left by the wayside.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If 10 gave us the female lead from the start, we would have had something a little more tolerable.
Well, I mean, we got 10-2, like it had this weird battle system. It you know, the graphics were good, but that was it.
I was about to say the dress spheres.
Yeah, that was just.
It was a way to actually change jobs on the fly, which didn't make me feel so comfortable when I remembered that 13 did it too.
3, 5, and Tactics did it much better too. Like job system, if you want, that's what y'all talking about.
It just wasn't, and the combat system was ass. I'm sorry, it was, no. I swear that was Sakaguchi's troll game is out there. He's like, you know what? You guys gonna fire me on this shitty ass movie? Well, fuck y'all then. Here, take this game, and walks out. Like, it was Final Fantasy X too. And I mean, he gave it the old college try. He did Dragon Sphere, or not Dragon Sphere, a Blue Dragon with for the original Xbox, because yeah, those dude bros play JRPGs.
I was about to say Blue Dragon on Xbox.
It's a good game, but it's on the Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you serious? Because I was gonna do a hard laugh from all that.
I mean, like I said, look, Blue Dragon is a good game. Its only flaw is that it's on the Xbox, the original Xbox. That's the one thing that kind of. That's the one thing that kind of brings it down. It, it's sad, but
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but hearing that was so funny.
I kind of like how Tales of Vesperia is on 360. It's on PS3, but only in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tales of Vesperia is basically it's the 7th gen's Tales of Symphonia. It's a really good game. But it's on the it's on the Xbox, and I'm sorry, but yeah, you look. The Xbox is an American console. JRPGs die on that console. If you put a JRPG on the Xbox,
it's
will
like
die.
throwing money in the pit, basically, when you invest.
Like this way, putting a JRPG on the Xbox 360 is like saying, I'm going to plant this watermelon. Where are you going to plant it? And you go to some hot blacktop. No cracks in it or anything. And just throw the watermelon seed on the blacktop and expect it to grow. No. No. No.
Are you dumb?
Well, they are, yes.
Yes. Well, no, because Microsoft money had it, that game.
Dang. In that case, I don't want money that's put under a cap like that. Especially with how the only thing that you ever see on Xbox that really matters are gun games.
All the time.
But I mean, whatever.
And definitely ain't shmups either.
So I guess now it's time to move on to the elephant in the room, the last motherfucker.
To the Triforce of consoles.
Well, we went 3 of them, and 3 of the Japanese third parties. Well, 3. Now we're moving on to the 4th. The one that Sprite knew was gonna trigger me, but fuck it. Square Enix. These motherfuckers can't. All I gotta say about Square Enix is this: fuck you guys. Fuck you. Fuck the horse you rode in on. Fuck the horse that created the horse that gave birth to the horse that you rode in on.
Dang.
Fuck the farmer that owns the ranch, bred the horses that you rode in on. Fuck all of them. As a matter of fact, if we go back far enough and find the creatures that your farmer evolved from, biologically speaking, in order to come into existence, fuck that thing too. What I'm saying is, fuck you guys. Fuck your shitty Final Fantasy 15. Fuck your, we put together this trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. Fuck that trailer.
Come on, man.
It's been goddamn 12 years since Kingdom Hearts 2. Really, at this point, why are people still clinging on to hope? Look, people clinging to hope about Kingdom Hearts 2 is like somebody getting divorced, and 12 years later, they still think their wife is coming back. No, motherfucker. No. It's done. You ain't getting back together. Stop. Stupid. No, we're getting back together. She's married to somebody else who makes way more than you, who gives her a happy life.
This is where I say this. The series is a good series in a sense of gameplay, but they are putting it on the wrong console because of the type of people that actually play it in a sense. I mean, you're trying to put this on a system that,
What they're gonna put it back on? They're gonna put it back on the Xbox.
That's what I was going to say. They're going to try to put it on the Xbox. Really?
Okay, watch that game fail.
Yeah, I mean, if they really wanted to give it success, try to put the game series on a system that actually loves games that are this wild. But no, they won't do it. They got their ding stuck so deep up of their end.
I'm sorry, man. I know I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man.
I just want to. Man, look.
Look, man, look. I understand you want to hold out hope. God bless you. You know, I don't want to dash your hope, but here's what I'm saying. Okay, like I said, you're like that dude whose girlfriend left you 12 years ago, because that's the last time we had a Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 2. And I'm not talking about all the fucking re-releases. A new Kingdom Hearts game.
I was about to say, not releases or side series. Side games.
Not Kingdom Hearts 2.8.934297989.
I was saying
and 1/5.
Not the remixes or or the side games.
Not
That's what I
Dream
said.
Drop Distance, not Gumdrop, not Gumdrop Forest, none of the spinoffs. The last new one we had that was in the main series was 12 goddamn years ago. You know what I was doing 12 years ago? I was
in middle
my
school.
I was in college.
I was in middle school when Kingdom Hearts 2 was out.
I was in college, okay? I was in fucking college, okay? You know, I'm pretty sure most people were off doing something, and you know what these people are doing? Releasing what may be, like, here's the thing, okay? This game hasn't been in, this game, they're like, well, it's been in development. No, look, they just started making this game, like, this year.
It's like, are they fucking serious? They announced it like many years ago, and
3
they
years
start
ago?
now.
At an E3 3 years ago, and now they're just starting to get to it.
4 years ago. 4.
Well, whatever.
Although to be fair though, the 2 games that Square Enix, the 3 games Square Enix I am interested in, Lost Spear, what's that other one that they showed? That Octopath Traveler, whatever that's going to be, and Dragon Quest 11. So at least there's something. At least they have something.
Man.
It's not just Kingdom Hearts 3, you know.
Here's the thing, Lost Sphere, fuck that game. It's from the guy who made
I Am Setsuna.
I Am Setsuna, and that's a fucking terrible game.
Is it really that bad?
Let me put it this way: if the guy had said it's inspired by Chrono Trigger, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever it is. It is what it is. But the fact that you can complete it in 10 hours for a $39.99 game, 10 hours of gameplay, shitty progression system, and this dude had the nerve to say it's inspired by Chrono Trigger. The music is bland. The character models are ass. The world itself is not fun to explore. The combat system
is it full of snow in that world?
Initially, it's full of snow, but as you go to certain areas, it gets a little bit better. What I'm saying is that I Am Setsuna is like, let me put it this way. I Am Setsuna feels like a demo, a really long demo.
That's not surprising coming from Square Enix.
Yeah, it feels like a 10-hour demo. It feels like a demo, okay, folks? All right? I know some people will be like, how could you say that?
I was going to say,
it's from one of the
like
guys
Citizens of Earth, only more bland.
It's a very bland game, okay? It's bland as balls.
I said it's Citizens of Earth, but blander.
No, it's not Citizens of Earth. Citizens of Earth has a good sense of humor. It's fun. This game is just bland.
I said it's like Citizens of Earth, but blander.
Yeah, but that's insulting the Citizens of Earth. Because Citizens of Earth is actually a good game. But this isn't.
To me, it didn't feel like that. Like it was a big game. But this has charm. And I thought that I Am Setsuna had less charm than that. Way less.
And then you have I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. Octopath Traveler looks good. It looks like a throwback to the JRPGs of old. Yeah. Will it be looking at modern Square Enix? Shit. Let me get my magic 8 ball. Says ask again. But
is it being done by Silicon Studio? Because I know they made Bravely Default and Bravely Second.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, if that game's good, I'll get it. But I'm gonna look at reviews because I don't fucking trust Square Enix these days. Or at least, especially the SquareSoft half of it. Fuck those bastards. That being said, I hope they bring Dragon Quest X over. Although, considering how fucking scared they are of things failing, they'll put money in, and considering that a game that sold 3 million didn't sell well enough for them and they shuttered the studio, IO Interactive, man. I don't know, man. You know, I'm pretty sure Nintendo is gonna have to publish that game in the West on the Switch. Sadly. But I'm a Dragon Quest fanboy, so.
Yeah, and you're right. And Octopath does like, holy cow! Looking at the screenshots, it looks just like something from like Final Fantasy 4 through 6.
Yeah, it's old school, but you have to remember those people are old school SquareSoft developers who are like, yeah, we don't like the direction this shitty company is going, so let's abandon ship. Woo!
It had the characters look. What's that one series that we never got? The characters are like spread all over the place. I forget the name of it. What's the name of those games?
I know what you're talking about. Romancing Saga.
No, not Romancing Saga.
Live Alive. Well, who made is it from Square Enix?
Yeah, well, SquareSoft back then.
SquareSoft back then.
The Saga games. There we
Yeah,
go.
I just said Romancing Saga. That's
Okay.
those are the Saga games.
Yeah. Those. I thought you said Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I thought you said Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
No. That's those are those shitty. They would eventually morph into those warrior games. From Koei Tecmo. Gag in my throat thinking about those shitty ass games. But anyway, now that we've gotten through all of those bastards, it's time to get to
the snacks are done, and now it's time for the big
the main
meals.
course. Yeah, we got to get to the main course. Main course.
And to start up things off with
Microsoft.
Microsoft, I just
Yep.
recently heard about the Xbox One X.
Triple X, baby.
That's just a stupid name. Sorry, but go ahead.
And pardon me while I do the following. Really? Yearly? And I thought PlayStation did stupid names.
Well, have they given a price yet?
No, it's to be announced.
No. If it's $4.99, it's fucked.
It's probably gonna be. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be $4.99. It's gonna be either $400 or $450. $450.
Well, if it's $4.50. Oh wait, no, wait. They've already announced the price. It's gonna be $4.99.
Oh wow.
Oh,
$500 US.
Microsoft just cannot learn their fucking lesson, can they? They just don't.
I'm gonna say they
How many people
they're
will
pulling a
go?
PlayStation with this stupidity.
Remember
How
when
many people will go out and buy the enjoys because it's the most powerful with 12 gigs of RAM and stuff? Because the
Not
PS4
really.
Pro does not have that.
Because if you have an Xbox One, it doesn't fucking matter. Like if you already have an Xbox One or PS4, it doesn't matter because most of the people who buy those games buy them for the multiplats. They're already coming to your system.
Yeah.
Like if you have a PS4 or PS4 Pro.
What did I miss?
We were just talking about the we got through the appetizers. Now we're on the main course. Or my earlier allegory. We got through the shit vapors. Now we're in the portalet looking down where someone just didn't give a shit and just shit everywhere. And that is the main course. Microsoft, Sony, and yes, even Nintendo. So, and right now we're on Microsoft with the price. I'll leave a link in the description field of how much this shit costs. Look at this shit. Look at it.
And don't forget, look, if it's expensive for you in the US, imagine for me in Canada.
Oh yeah,
Look at
you
it.
guys have that whole.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh God,
Look, just to give you
that's
guys
a
an
big
idea.
missile coming to your rear end.
Look, guys, just to give you an idea, I paid my Switch $400. So imagine the Xbox Scorpio if it's $500 US.
So for you, it'd be like $700 or $650 once
$650
taxes. Yeah, because you got to factor in taxes.
without taxes.
Without tax. Oh shit. So basically $700.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, fuck that system. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm relatively sure. I'm pretty sure that's what you think. Fuck that system.
Well, I never planned to get it anyway because ever since the Switch, I was like, okay, I'm done with boxes. Now I want portable consoles, whether it's a home console or a handheld. But at that price, just pushes me even further away from traditional home consoles.
And it's such a
Yeah,
like
I'll stay with Nintendo with this. Thank you very much.
it's such a that name too. It's like Xbox One S, Xbox One X.
We already
So say that real fast. Xbox
that
One X,
the
Xbox One X.
name already starts with the X, so I put it twice.
I was gonna give
That's
it
why
to
I
you.
said triple.
Gonna
That's
give
why I
it-
said
I'm
triple
gonna give it
X.
to you. Oh God.
That makes it double X. So this is so you could almost say this console is double X rated.
All
Right,
it needs
yes.
is just one more. It's adult solely.
Yeah. So
So
basically,
the people.
sorry. So 3X's. It's triple X. Oh.
So so are people gonna be confused with the name like they was with Wii U?
Now people are gonna feel dirty when they play it because it's triple X rated, baby. What can I say? What can I say?
I was gonna say this. Whoever the Wii U has a better name than the Xbox One X.
Totally, yes.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because people were confused with the Wii. Is this a connection for the fuck? I'm sorry. Fuck Microsoft. fuck Microsoft.
Here's the thing.
Up the ass with a rubber dick. Fuck 'em.
That's how I know that there's the people that tried to say the Nintendo's bad is so stupid. I mean, come on. They tried to kill this before the system was even born into the world. That's how bad it was.
And that's where you see that Microsoft they don't give a shit anymore. They're looking for excuses to say we fucked up, we have to quit the console business. Like they're purposely sabotaging themselves.
Well, not just that. The One X is their last hurrah. I mean, let's keep it real. The One X is like, you know what? Okay, look, we gave them power. If it doesn't sell, fuck it, we're done. Like we'll support it. It'll be compatible with all this shit, but fuck it, we're done. Like that's what they're rolling with, and it doesn't come with a Kinect, and that's it.
Well, I give them points for not including the Kinect because who wants that?
That was a fad too.
People like if you're not going to do motion controls like Nintendo is doing, where everything you need is included with the box and it's a price that's palatable, then don't even fucking try. I mean, do you know how much it costs to get your VR system to work with PlayStation's VR motion control shit? It's like $750.
$750.
Yeah, you do better just getting the Oculus Rift, what's it called? An overhauled one, a retooled one, and just get that. It'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
Bastards. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Microsoft. So shall we jump on Sony next, folks?
Well,
God.
to Lamar.
The reactionary guys, those who have no identity for themselves, those who copy everyone around them.
Yeah, that's Sony.
I mean, regardless of what they show, people are going to claim they won and clap for everything anyway,
because they're like Pavlov's dogs.
And that's the cool thing to do. Like that's the social pressure they feel.
Yeah, because people love Sony. I don't know why, because like everyone's always like Sony has the best first party games. Sorry.
Where's Parappa? Where's
well, they did a
Dexter?
They did a Parappa re-release. Yeah, it's not a new game. Yeah, it's not a new game. It's
like
just
with the Crash trilogy. I'm like, that's just pandering to nostalgia. I mean, it's not a new game, like new characters or backgrounds or anything. Or levels.
You're right. It's literally just the same shit, just with prettier graphics. I'm like, if you're gonna where's a Parappa 3? And technically Parappa 2, because Jammy the Jammer is not Parappa 2. Jammy the Jammer is a spinoff. Okay, god damn it. When I say I want a Pod Rapper 2, I want a game starring Pod Rapper with his rapping tunes. Well,
There's a
shitty
Parappa
rapping
2 though on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, but it wasn't that good.
You're dreaming in colors if you think Parappa the Rapper will ever return.
No, you're right.
And the closest we got was that indie
actually
game on
released
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that indie game on Kickstarter was the closest thing, but they didn't meet the money.
The deadline.
They didn't meet the goal.
Well, fuck them. I guess people don't want rhythm
laugh
games
at that because that means they show the middle finger to Nintendo and they get screwed over big time in a sense.
And we know rhythm games can work because in Japan, those damn Taiko games are huge.
Hatsune Miku.
Well,
Sales.
Yeah, but people don't like that game because of the rhythm aspect. They like it because they're fucking obsessed with a fucking fictional character.
With a Vocaloid.
They're obsessed with basically a tiki analog, which is creepy as fuck. Some people even want to marry the creepy.
I like Vocaloids, but I don't go that far.
Moving on.
Yeah. Japan is a creepy place sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Man, Fox, have you seen where it's like you can actually get like a robotic wife that looks like an anime girl for like $4,000?
yeah, I did see that, and you know what? Here's what I have to say. Okay, the first place to build a fully robotic humanoid is going to be Japan, and the first place for someone's gonna have to go to a hospital for trying to have sex with said robotic humanoid is also going to be Japan. And I look forward to I would love to see the report at that hospital. Dude came in with his dick stuck in a robot.
Yeah, man. I think it's just I don't like the idea that to create artificial woman to do something a woman can do. I think.
Yeah, but that's the only reason. Look, listen. The day someone creates a fully functional gynoid. Okay, two inventions that will signal the end of mankind as a civilization. When someone creates a fully functional gynoid and manbot and a holodeck, like a Star Trek level holodeck, fuck it, we're done. We're done. We're done. Humanity is destroyed. Because think about it. You can create anything you want to in a holodeck as long as you program it in. And if you need a companion, you have a companion who will never argue with you, agree with everything you say, do anything you want them to do, help you out, won't kill you. People will stop reproducing. You can go into your little holodeck and do whatever the hell you want. You can play the ultimate RPG in a holodeck.
Yeah, role playing.
Role play to the skies come home. Really, that'll be the ultimate game. And guess who's gonna make the holodeck? Nintendo.
Yeah, but I still don't.
That would be the ultimate troll.
It's like they said the graphics weren't good enough, so we said fuck it. Although that would be creepy to see a realistic. That would be creepy to see a realistic Mario, because when you really think about it, Mario is actually a really ugly little person if he was in real life. Think about it. He's like 3 feet tall.
And he has a big nose.
With that big nose and the mustache, and he talks in gibberish.
And a big
head. Fuck away from me! Oh, get the fuck away from me!
And then when we saw the Mario Odyssey trailer, like he looks out of place compared to normal human beings in New Donk City.
That is correct. Now, if they want to fix that, they could change his voice back to the voice from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Captain Lou Albano, he's dead.
He's dead, but they could have someone do an approximation of Captain Lou Albano.
Like the new voice actor for Aku in Samurai Jack season 5.
Yeah, the Mako substitute. Hey Luigi, we need some pastrami and rigatoni and lasagna and biscottini. Because I liked Mario when he was a fat Italian plumber. Like they've made Mario too trendy. I mean, I hate to say it. Like, He's a little too trendy. I liked him when he was fat and out of shape. Because that was fun. This fat, out of shape plumber beating a giant turtle monster.
In that show, Luigi was more responsible than him. Well,
Yeah.
whoa.
He's like, Mario, we can't do that. Who cares? We're gonna do it anyway. You son of a bitch. You know. Look, I know Nintendo will never do this, but wouldn't it be cool if they made a live-action Super Nintendo-esque show, but instead of making it all friendly and nice, they made it like The Wire, and like Mario is living in the Mushroom Kingdom, but he's like
too much.
I'd watch that shit. I mean, it wouldn't be a Nintendo thing.
I don't drop before I watch that.
Wait,
because-
Mr. Red Fox, are you talking about that trailer, the plumber?
I think it would be awesome.
Man,
I mean, no, hear me out. Think about it. Mario and Luigi, plumbers in the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's actually like a modern Mushroom Kingdom, not the shitty Mushroom Kingdom we always see where there's like mushroom buildings and shit. And like Luigi's like, what are you doing back here? I thought you were with the princess. Well, her parents said that it's either go with me and lose her title and money, or dump me and keep her title and money. So here I am, Luigi, back in the plumbing business.
Now you starting to sound like Walker Boone instead of Lou Albano.
Here I am, Luigi. But Mario, I sold the plumbing business. What do you mean you sold the plumbing business, Luigi? I had to go back to school to become a doctor. I'm Dr. Luigi now.
You still, and man, I have to disagree because that's not the, when you say he used to be fat, sweaty plumber, that's not the best one. The best Mario is still the one on the CDI with that voice.
No. Man, I wish I had the Darth Vader no.
wait,
No.
Oh God, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when we go wild from going all over the place of our imaginations.
No.
But no,
I mean, I think that could be awesome. And like maybe Mario and Luigi, they're in debt and they've got like they've got people that they borrowed the money from in order to like live a certain lifestyle coming after them, so they got to escape, and they have to go all over the Nintendo universe. Like Mario and Luigi board a ship, and they wind up going to like maybe Donkey Kong Island.
well, Donkey Kong is part of the Mario franchise overall, so
You know, maybe like Mario meets up with Cranky Kong, and Cranky Kong's like everyone thinks he's dying, but he really isn't. He just wants to get one more in with Mario. He's like, I have something to tell you. Come closer, closer, closer. And he hits him in the face with because he's a monkey. He's a gorilla. They do that. He's like,
gotta get that. Hey, well, they gotta get that voice from that cartoon back.
And Cranky Kong is laughing like, I finally got you, Mario. I finally got you.
good, man.
Imagine if they brought back the voices from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
Hey,
Oh my God.
Look at down below. Banana slap.
That cartoon is
Shit, okay, it had some of the worst animation ever.
That cartoon was
It was
3D
shit.
animated.
Just saying.
WTF?
Just let it out. It was shit. It was. Let's just. I mean, literally.
I wouldn't call it shit. I would call it WTF because you don't know what the moon they were on when they were making that.
And you know what the sad thing is that there are other shows that had CGI, that had CGI animation that was a lot better.
What the fuck was it with those songs, man? Why were they singing? Why?
As I said, what were they on when they made that?
I mean, that's like I don't know why there was like music, like singing when Mario and Luigi would get chased or something in the cartoons. I'm like, y'all trying to make this like Scooby Doo?
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I mean, like, here's the thing: Mario, if you really think about it, doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's ridiculous and absurd. That's what makes it fun. Like that's why the Mario movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, failed, because they tried to actually make sense of something that's not supposed to make sense.
With that, man.
Actually, you
if someone
can
told
make
me
a bit of sense with it if you went with certain canons, like
the best
Rescue the
Mario,
Princess.
the best media for Mario outside of video games is that Japanese anime movie in the 80s. That's
but
the
even
best.
then, that's absurd. It's absurd. It's Mario.
Because they literally eat shrooms and Luigi starts crying and laughing.
It's not supposed to make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if someone told, like Miyamoto, like 20 years from now, Miyamoto passes away and someone says, he was high when he came with Mario. I'd say, I knew it. I knew he was high. I knew he was on something. Look, people on air don't come up.
Obviously, yes.
People on air don't come up with a fat Italian plumber and his relatively thin brother who gets sucked down a pipe from Brooklyn into some strange world where there's giant fucking mushrooms, giant plants eating people, shooting fireballs and shit. These giant turtles attacking people. A giant turtle king with spikes on his back and red hair attacking people. Like, people on air don't come up with shit like that.
As I said, somebody must have been on shrooms when they make some of these things.
Like I said, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey man, he was high when he came up with that," I'd say, "I knew it. I knew it. I knowed it. I knowed it. I knowed it all along." But anyway, I mean, we went through Sony. We can't go too far into Sony because we know. Look, I haven't even seen tomorrow's thing for Sony, but it's going to be some bullshit because that's all.
I was about to say they're likely going to do the following: we have sold this many. Our share button has been pressed this many. Our games are selling this much, and we have been number one ever since. So please kiss our boots and be sure to make us kings of your gaming world.
Precisely.
Did I get that right?
Basically, yeah. So that leads us to the big N, who, as we all know, has not had an E3 conference for the last 4 years.
Yeah, I thought they was going to do one this year with a Switch,
No, they were like, fuck that. We're Nintendo. We do whatever the fuck we want.
I gotta laugh because some of these people are so sodium loaded. Let's see.
Salty.
First thing, yeah, I use sodium because if anything, some people get triggered when they hear the word salt.
All right.
Let's see. People complained about the voice chat. People complained about the presentation being only 30 minutes long. And people said that Nintendo didn't win last year because they only had one game.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about Nintendo this year. Nintendo, if you fucking showcase some fucking Wii U ports at this year's, I swear to God, I'm gonna jump through the internet to E3 and slap the shit out of everybody on stage. I don't give a shit. I will slap everybody. I'll get on the plane, fly to Japan, slap the shit out of Kimishima.
Knowing you, that wouldn't be surprising because
I would slap the shit out of everybody. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm tired of you hyping up fucking ports.
But like I said off air, it seems to be working fine with Sony though in sales.
Yeah. Look,
people will buy anything.
I said the same thing when Sony was hyping up ports. People, look, I don't know about you guys, but when I buy a new system, the first thing I think about is before I purchase it, I'm like, man, look at this new hardware. Look at this new stuff that'll be available. I wonder what new and interesting things they'll be able to do with this hardware. What type of new games they'll come up with. I didn't buy a console so that I could play old shit on my the same ports.
Here's the thing that bugs me here because if anything, people really downsize some of these games, and they're using the Switch to try to bring them back up, which I have to say is a bit of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing because that means that their game's getting better exposure, like Pokken. But it's bad because, well, look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Exactly. Where's the new? Like, here's the thing. Look, I'm not saying that people can't make money. I'm not saying that people can't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, do what they need to do. But fuck. I mean, like.
But Red Fox, hear me out. People always claim, "Oh, the time you get for the times." They said they were Wii and Wii U, and now all these ports are coming. And you know what that reminds me of? Xbox and PlayStation and the remaster generation.
Fuck that. That's all. Here's what I gotta say. If Nintendo's thing Tuesday, I swear to God, if they fucking in that thing show me some fucking ports, the only ports they can show me. Here's my own one caveat: if it's some shit that was only in Japan and is brought over, and like if they say Yakuza 1 and 2, the Supreme Collection, we're bringing it over to the U.S. for the Switch. Okay, that's a port, but
Mother 3.
If they say Mother 3, that would probably be a virtual console thing.
Mother 3 never gonna happen.
I mean, they might do it on the virtual console, but it's not going to be a physical release. So these people, I only buy physical. But motherfucker, you want to play this?
Well, they could do like a Mother trilogy, or have all 3 on physical.
Yeah, but wouldn't that make more sense instead of putting it on the Switch to just put that on the 3DS?
Yeah.
I mean, why? That's
as likely to happen. Mother 3 is as likely to happen as Metroid.
But I mean, we're roasting Nintendo, so I'm keeping it 100%. If you motherfuckers bring any goddamn, if you fuckers in that conference have anyone up there, hey guys, here's a game from the Wii U that you people didn't buy or it sold okay, and we're bringing it back with a little bit of extra content, you can kiss my black ass. As a matter of fact, I'll get everyone in my family who's all black, who have black asses, you can kiss all our black asses.
I was about to say that you're going Mr. T with that line.
You can kiss. Matter of fact, I will go and get all the black people I know. We'll make an assembly line, and you can kiss all. You can do an assembly line of black asses kisses. Okay.
Well, send me an invite, yeah.
Because you know what? Fuck that. Look, fuck that shit.
For me, I wait and see, because if anything, they may be ports of something good. They may be ports of something bad, and I will rant about the bad ones.
Here's what I'm saying.
But either way, I'm gonna wait until they show what it is before I go on to a rant.
When I buy a console, for new shit.
But I'm gonna hope for the new games.
Yeah.
Because if anything, Nintendo gets sweared off if they do it, and they get sweared off if they don't.
I like new games, okay? The reason I buy a new console is because I'm excited about the new hardware and the possibilities of what they'll be able to do. Like, I like that I can do. Whoever's eating, they're really chowing down. But I digress. I enjoy seeing new shit. I mean, why the fuck did I get a new console if all you're gonna do is sell me the same shit I have on the old one?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Upgrades.
That's the thing I have about like all these ports that like the Crash reboot and stuff. It's like I can just play those 3 games on PS3 via PS1 emulation.
Or whatever. Like, I mean, it's so like, okay. I have actually, I was never a huge Crash. I have the first 2 Crash Bandicoot games. Then I have Crash Team Racing, which is fun. And then I have the 2 Crash games during the 6th gen, Crash Mind Over Mutant, Crash of the Titans.
I only got Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah, that's the one. Like, I have the first 2 for my PS2 because PS2 is back compatible with PS1. But no, I don't. I mean, whatever. Do something.
Get warped, man. That's the best one.
No, man. I here's the thing. I never was a huge Crash Bandicoot fan. For me, Crash Bandicoot is just, how can I put this without hurting the Crash Bandicoot fanboys?
Might as well lay it thick as heavy Armor.
Donkey Kong Country, but in 3D or something like that you mentioned? That you said?
Crash Bandicoot is just boring to me. Okay, it's to me it's not a very good platform. Like here's the problem with Crash Bandicoot: you're either running away from something or running to something. The actual platforming is basic. Okay, like you're talking to someone who comes from a pedigree of playing Mario platformers, which is like Mario. Okay, Crash Bandicoot was made to compete against Donkey Kong Country. Crash Bandicoot's platforming compared to Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 is like comparing a 3-year-old trying to fight a grown-ass man. Yeah, and the grown-ass man is Donkey Kong Country. The 3-year-old is Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, it's cute that the 3-year-old thinks he can fight a grown-ass man, but at the end of the day, a 3-year-old ain't beating a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
So I know some people, I really like Crash Bandicoot. Good for you. God bless you. Have fun with Crash Bandicoot. Me, I played better platformers, and like the sense of humor and the fun characters don't make up for the bad gameplay for me. Because I mean, Crush, the dude who sounds like Mr. T, is hilarious. But it's not.
I like Dr. Cortex.
Yeah, Neo Cortex is fun, but it could be better.
Yeah. Going back to Nintendo. Trying to figure out what I could say.
I think
That stupid this triggers me. That Mario Rayman Rabbids thing.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that game.
Oh my beep.
Even if it comes out, fuck it. Because you know what? Ubisoft hasn't done anything to earn having a lifeline thrown to them.
That's literally getting in bed with the devil. I'm sorry.
No, getting in bed with the devil with them helping out EA. That's getting in bed with the devil.
I was about to say,
that game,
Ubisoft has really sunk low if they're trying to sell their game on an RPG, but are doing it entirely wrong with character design.
My thing is, what was wrong with them
Mario
teaming up?
Gun. Really?
I mean, here's the thing. Well, it's more like Mega Man's Mega Buster, but yeah. My thing is this: what was wrong with teaming up with Square Enix to do a crossover?
That's what I said. I'm like, look, the only RPG crossover I want to see with Mario is if they do Mario, if they do another Mario RPG Square Enix style, or SquareSoft style, with Gino and Malo and Booster and I mean, you could have a Smithy as like a hidden character just to kind of bring it all back together. But I don't give a shit about Rabbids. Fuck the Rabbids.
Yeah.
Actually, no, take that back, because Rabbids breathe like mad. Take the Rabbids, stick them in a pot, boil them. Boil them with a potato, onions, some carrots, red wine. Break them down with a little bit of beef broth.
Hey, this is a Food Network here.
But other than that, I don't want to see Mario with the Rabbids. Unless you let me have Mario curb stomp a Rabbid, that'd be fun.
I was about to say, don't curb stomp them. Road rash their rear ends.
Anyway, yeah, fuck the Rabbids. But as you were saying, Spray, before I rudely interrupted you. Sorry.
Oh no, and then like the box art, it had like the characters, but it had a Ubisoft Ubisoft logo instead of Nintendo logo. I'm like, this feels wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Like even if Squaresoft back then developed Mario RPG, it still had Nintendo on the front of the cartridge. It didn't say nothing about Squaresoft.
Right.
I'm sorry. When Tuesday comes and they show that game in a 25-minute thing, it's like I'm just gonna have to like go in the bathroom and like clean up after myself. Like I just feel dirty, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you. I'm one of the people that was like, "Fuck that game." Like here's the thing: of all the people to do a crossover with, I would rather see a Mario cross with Final Fantasy Tactics or a Mario cross with Tails game. But Rabbids? Fuck the Rabbids. I'm sorry.
Why
No.
would they? Here's another one.
I thought shoot those rabbits to the moon.
If they want to do a tactical RPG, like you said, those go, something like that, or Project Cross Zone 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, have Namco Bandai do a cross-zone game, except instead of their original characters and like Sega, Namco Bandai, do Nintendo characters. There are tons of Nintendo characters. You can do Samus, Link, Kirby, Donkey Kong, side characters from those universes. You have Diddy Kong.
A little bit of a side here and this is to you, Red Fox. How the heck is Kirby gonna have an gonna work in an RPG?
Kirby? He's gonna suck and blow because that's what he does. No,
Okay, you could
okay. And if you played Namco Cross Bandai, or sorry, Namco Cross Capcom, or like the other ones on the DS.
I played the demos of them, but here's the thing: I was remembering Kirby is a copier ability like Mega Man, meaning that he has more abilities than anyone else, but how do you get him his powers?
Well, the way I was thinking was that you could have him copy an enemy, and he can hold that copy ability until he gets rid of it, or until the end of the battle. But he can only have one ability at a time. Or you could use him as a solo unit. He could create a helper with that enemy that he basically absorbed, and you can use that enemy as his helper, like that way. I think that could work. You could totally do that. And like he would have different abilities based on what enemy he ate. So like if he ate like a fire enemy, he turned into Fire Kirby. If he ate an enemy that like had melee attacks, he turned into Fighter Kirby. Like I think you could totally make it work. Because I mean, if you ever played any of the Kirby, like any of the 2D Kirby games, he's pretty agile. He can beat the shit out of people, do suplexes and all that fun stuff. I mean.
Good point. Especially since I remember I have Team Kirby Clash Deluxe.
But yeah, I mean, I like Kirby Deluxe. My favorite though is still Kirby Ultra Deluxe because it has more special. It fixes.
Yeah, I know. But if anything, as I said, that is a good game. Though, if anything, I'm still a fan of the newer ones too. I mean, it's hard to not be a fan of those.
I like Return to Dreamland too. I mean, I like classic Kirby.
Dreamland on the Wii is my favorite Kirby.
So you you sound like me, man. I like the ones where he sucks up the ability and get it. I'm not really a fan of the whole like Epic Yarn and stuff. I
mean, Epic Yarn is fun. It's a fun girlfriend game, or like you have like your nieces and nephews, or if you have kids, your kids. Like it's a fun game to play with like really young people or people who aren't in the game.
I'd much rather have a Turn in Dreamland on Wii.
Either that, or they do another Ultra Star type game. Make it even bigger.
So far, the 3DS ones are my favorite ones: Triple Deluxe and Planet Robo.
Oh yeah, those games are so much fun. But anyway, we were roasting Nintendo. You bastards! Stop giving us ports. Fuck. And I'm one of those people. I'm actually like everyone's like, oh, you said that when it was the PlayStation or the Xbox. No, I'm with Nintendo. I have not bought a port from Nintendo for my Switch, and I will not buy a port. If it's a Wii U port up to the Switch, I'm not buying it. Fuck you, Nintendo. No.
I've only doubled it once, and that was a Mario Kart 8.
Nope. Fuck them. No, I spent $60 once on that game. I'm not spending $60 again. Now, if the price had been $39.99, I probably wouldn't have thought anything about it. But $60 for just some extra tracks in a battle mode? Kiss my black ass.
What if it gets a price drop like $39.99?
If it was $39.99, I wouldn't. Literally, I probably wouldn't have hesitated. But to charge full price for a game that still is now full price, fuck you, Nintendo.
Hey, look at Last of Us Remastered. And
fuck that game too.
Last of Us Remastered is a worse example than anything else.
Any company that is selling you selling you a game from their last gen console at full price, and it's the same damn game with just some minor tweaks, fuck that company. And fuck you for buying it. I said it. Okay?
God, oh
So
my.
that's right. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. The only port that I have for my Switch is Breath of the Wild, and that came out at the same time on both consoles, and it's virtually the same. So, you know, it is what it is.
One just has high resolution, the other.
Yeah, but the resolution is barely discernible, really. If you have an HD TV, it's like, one's a little bit better than the other, whatever. But yeah, no. I swear to God, if they do any more, and for you people keep on baying, we want ports we want more Wii U ports. Fuck you. Go buy a Wii U.
I have to say this. I have to wait and see what they do before I say it's worthy of a port or it's not worthy at all.
Let me put this.
I'll say Pokken is not worthy of it because, well, you could have updated it on the Wii U.
No,
the thing is that
I think Pokken is worthy of an upgrade because sorry, what were you gonna say, Sprite?
I'm gonna say fuck, I lost my train of thought.
No, I think Pokken is worthy of an upgrade because Pokken sold relatively well. For a time, it was outselling Street Fighter V, but that's no real that's no real measure of competence or anything. But
I know what it was now. I was saying, well, they could go get a Wii U, but these same people, they realized that the stigma that Wii U had, and they can't swallow that pride. So they figure, oh, look how well the Switch is selling, look how popular it is, and in terms of like the mainstream masses, I'm gonna get it on that platform.
Okay, let me get this straight.
I think that's how people think.
The same problem that they have with the Wii U also exists for the Switch. I don't like that gamepad. The Switch, the console is just the fucking gamepad. I don't like motion controls. It has motion controls. I don't like Wiimotes. What do you fucking think the Joy-Cons are? They're fucking Wiimotes.
I guess people argue because like how it has the Joy-Con has motion controls, but they don't force you like they did like the original Wii did.
So
even though it had options for certain games, like bro, you didn't have to use the Wii, you can use GameCube controller.
So my point is this. Some games it's a viable option. Like Pokken sold it sold over 1 million on the Wii on the Wii U, which considering how low the Wii U sold, that's actually a really good install base. Namco Bandai doing a second bite of the apple makes sense because there might be a lot of people who didn't get Pokken. It's a solid game. It's not great. It's solid.
Now,
but, other games
they kind of
if they re-release Smash Brothers, they can kiss my black ass. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't do that.
The thing I'm hoping it doesn't do, especially since I hear a lot of people swearing for it.
Yeah, I would rather make a new Smash Brothers.
Or rather, they're hoping to God that they get a Melee HD. And I got a big messenger for those fans.
That's definitely people gonna get mad because it's gonna fix all the glitches and stuff.
Yeah, if there is a Melee HD, it's gonna be like they're gonna fix all the glitches and shit. Now I tell you, if they want to HD something, why do they HD Brawl?
Oh God,
that's the thing I was wondering about because I'd rather see them do Brawl HD rather than Melee HD.
Well, it would make sense with Brawl because
beeps.
Brawl gave you more value for money. It had a great single player, a great multiplayer, and now you have better online. So it would be the total package, and you just up-resed it to make it prettier. That would be a fucking great game. But that makes sense, and people don't like that, and it makes sense. How dare I make sense?
I was about to say, the fighting game community would like to kick your black candy rear end for that idea.
Like I said, if they don't like it, they can kiss my black ass. Actually, let me take that back because I'm a large man. They can kiss my big black ass. There you go.
Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah. Basically, all I'm saying, Nintendo, is this. Okay, you guys.
No more ports, right?
No more ports unless it's something that is only in Japan.
Deserves it.
It really needs to be okay, Wonderful 101, if you find a way to do a port of Wonderful 101, I already have that game, but I can understand because that's a good game. It just needs more exposure. Fair enough.
My
But
thing.
if you,
No, go ahead.
or Star Fox Zero, if you do a port of Star Fox Zero,
Oh God.
if you do a port of Star Fox Zero and add that fucking Jeep as a playable vehicle, which would actually be kind of fun.
You know what'd be funny if they do make one and they take out the whole it has bad motion controls and this and that. Watch it be like everyone will love it then.
And they still won't buy
Guarantee
it.
you.
And they still won't buy it. They just because these people look. We had an entire Nintendo redirect movement where people are like, we want a new Star Fox, we want a new Metroid. They got a new Star Fox, and did they buy it? Fuck no. So fuck them.
They want a new Metroid Star Fox, but not on Wii U.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
That's it, because that's how people think now.
That's kind of brain damage.
my thing is this, like, they kind of did this before, like how Donkey Kong Country Returns on Wii and it got ported over to the 3DS.
Yeah, but that's a down port, not a side port. Because literally, I hate to break this to people who are like, the Switch is not really that much more powerful. So I had it on the Wii and the 3DS because I like the portability, and I got one of those deals where if you have it or like they had a buy two get one, and that was one of the ones I got for free. So I mean, but I mean, like, okay, if you're downporting, like Nintendo's always done downports, right? Like they downported Super Mario World to the Game Boy Advance. They downported Link to the Past to the Game Boy Advance. Downports don't bother me, okay? Because if Nintendo's next handheld gets Wii U games, I'm not going to be mad because that makes sense, right? But if your next console is getting the same shit that I had on your last console with minor differences, fuck you. No. No, I'm not doing it. So no, I don't have Mario Kart 8. And if you announce Smash Brothers, I'm not getting that shit either. If you do, hey guys, you can get what other really hot? If you can get Pikmin 3, fuck you. I'm not getting.
I highly doubt that. But if they do Mario Maker,
no. Wouldn't that be a triple dip for you? Because don't you have it on 3DS?
Oh no, God no, I don't have it on 3DS.
Wii U. Okay, so that'd be a double dip. Wii U and Switch. That doesn't make any fucking sense because the reason it works is because you have the gamepad.
Here's the thing that really makes me grind my gears on that, because the gamepad made the Wii U special because it felt like you had a different way of 3DS. The Switch is nothing like a 3DS at all, and people are loving this. Makes me wonder how the heck are they going to try to do 3DS things on a 1DS-like system.
To tell you the truth, I actually really do like with the Wii U, I loved the second screen experience. And it's sad that it had to go because, people didn't buy enough of the system. Because fuck you haters, the second screen experience was awesome. And it was ruined.
Complaining it was on the 3DS.
Well, and some people did because, generally speaking, that bottom screen wasn't used in like 90. Oh, not that high. Like 75% of games didn't even use the bottom screen for anything.
Yeah. Also, the reason why that's not brought up much on 3DS is because there's a much smaller screens. You can actually see both at the same time, depending on how the distance.
With the Wii U, they took a chance. It didn't work out, and they had to regroup. And look, Microsoft is regrouping with their Xbox One X. Sorry, I'm just calling it the Triple X. They're regrouping with the Triple X, but here's the difference between the two. One is for adults only and X-rated, and it's in a dirty movie theater with people with trench coats on with the pocket cut out. I'm joking. One is gonna fail miserably, the Triple X, and one is apparently working really well, and that's the Nintendo Switch. But just for me personally, as a gamer, I'm not buying ports. I refuse to. And I said that with the PS3. If I had a PS4, I'd take the PS4. I'm not buying ports. Fuck you. I'm not buying ports.
I don't buy every single port either. Occasionally I do.
It was very dependent on what the port is, because if it's good, if it's a good quality and it has so many more changes than the original, it's worth it.
Well, like I just said, if it's something that was never like, okay, if Sega says we're bringing Yakuza 1 and 2 collection to the Switch, I'd be like, okay, it's, it was never in America. It's a port, but it was never in America, so I get a chance to play this game. If they say we're doing a port of, what was the game I really wanted that came out in Japan?
Dragon Quest. No, that's already out in Japan. Never mind.
No, if they do Dragon Quest X and it was like that only came out in Japan, they say we're porting because it's also on the Switch in Japan. So I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why Square Enix won't bring that fucking game over. I don't
think that's going to happen because Switch is region free.
If it needs to be localized. If they say if Nintendo says we're localizing this game, we're putting it out on Switch here in America and in Europe, I'd be okay with that because I'm a Dragon Quest fanboy. Dragon Quest is my bitch. Sorry, let me reverse that. I'm Dragon Quest's bitch, and so I would totally get that game. But other than that, that's the only game that I would get that's a port. But then again, that's not a port I had access to last gen unless I imported it. And no, I'm not importing a Japanese JRPG because I don't read Japanese. I can't read kanji. I can do a little bit of romaji, but that's a completely different beast.
Yeah. And even still, it's still like that's a lot of kanji. Like I know like 150, but still it's like I got a long way to go. I think it's like 2,000.
So my point is this: people need to shut the fuck up. And look, hold Nintendo accountable. Hold all of them accountable. If Sony shows a whole bunch of ports of last gen, fuck them. Don't buy it. So,
one more thing, Red, and that is like in regards to the whole port thing, like because how the Switch nature is like it's both for home console and handheld. If I have reason to double dip, like I did with Mario Kart 8 and Shovel Knight, and probably gonna do the same for Action Verge. I had on PC. I probably get on Switch. But that's really the biggest. That's really an incentive for
that's inexcusable. Because if you you would say, well, it's portable, but if you already have it on 3DS, it's also portable. So that argument gets thrown out the window. And
I don't have Shovel Knight on 3DS.
There you go. So yeah,
I'll say this right now. The Switch is less portable than the 3DS, 2DS systems.
Well, yeah,
and people saying that ass. Yeah, and I was gonna say this: people that say put all the 3DS games that are coming out soon on the Switch. Really?
Like they're gonna alienate 65 million people.
Yeah, that's
5 million people. Because let's just say right now the Switch is at 5 million. Really? They're going to alienate 65 million people for 5 million people. Are you crazy?
Yeah, they're not going to do it. That's why I'm like, I don't understand why people are salty about the whole Pokemon Direct not having a Switch game, even though Pokken is a Pokemon game. Well, but because it's not the Pokemon Stars rumor, people are mad.
Well, I said this earlier.
I'm keeping my word and not talking about this part on air because if anything, that's a different rant that even I'm not going to be restrained on if I go on forward.
Here's what I'll say about the Pokemon thing. Okay, like people keep on saying, all Pokemon company has to do is put a Pokemon on their home console. They tried it with the GameCube, didn't sell twice. They tried it twice on the home console. They did Pokemon Pokemon Coliseum, and Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Both of those games are really good. Okay, they're good. They're not great. They're good. They don't have the scope of a Pokemon game on a handheld, but I mean, for what they were really good. And you know what? Those games bombed. Okay, so stop saying you buy it. You're not gonna buy it. Like you people bought Star Fox Zero.
Here's the funny thing. Even I know it bombed, and even I know the games were not popular, and I bought both of those games.
So did I, and I enjoyed them. But they're not. They bombed. Okay, I was one of the few people who bought those games. I liked how in Darkness, in Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, how you basically could steal people's Pokemon. That was a fun mechanic. In the second one, you could actually go to certain areas, wild areas, and catch Pokemon. It was a nice mechanic. It just just stop. I'm tired of these fake ass Nintendo fans saying, or fake ass Pokemon fans. I'm a Pokemon fan, but I don't like the little screen. You don't get it. It's always been on a fucking Pokemon's audience is on a handheld. Okay, that's the audience. Okay, it started on the handheld. It's on a handheld.
It's going to end on handheld. It's like people. It's in the name. Pocket Monsters is what it's called in Japan. Pretty much.
And I'll get on the good doctor about that line.
Not Pocket Monsters, not chair monsters or whatever. Couch monsters.
But yes, Pokemon is designed. Okay, the whole idea behind Pokemon is to get young kids together to play a video game, interact, socialize, and get this hype going on about it. That's what it's about. That's what it was designed for. Yes, the Switch is a fun party console, but it doesn't have that level of portability. It doesn't have that type of portability. So fucking stop. Stop.
It's not portable like the 3DS. Period. And if you guys say otherwise, fight me. And I got a middle finger for you, too.
I like how you like fighting me. Bring it, bro. Come on, I got something for you. Come on. But seriously, I'm tired of people making that tired ass argument.
And thank you, boys, for letting the rage out that I'm going to let out off air.
Yeah, they're like, well, if it had better graphics, you don't look. If you think what makes Pokemon attractive is better graphics, you never understood what Pokemon was about any goddamn way. Because people don't care about the graphics of Pokemon. I mean, they care like about character styles when people change the animations, like how people were pissed at Fire Red and Leaf Green when they changed the fucking some of the character sprites for the Pokemon and the Pokedex. But people, like, no one's like, oh man, people just want people. Okay, here's what Pokemon players care about: that you don't nerf their strategies for their fights, that you don't nerf certain Pokemon types too much so that they're not viable for the single player and multiplayer. They don't give a shit. Most Pokemon players aren't like, oh man, these graphics aren't 1080p, 60 frames per second. I can't play Pokemon anymore. Really, if someone says that, if someone feels that way and goes to a Pokemon gaming tournament where people have their 3DSs out, back in the day it would be Game Boys with the link cables, and someone said some shit like that, you would get beat by those people. They would take those gray bricks and beat the shit out of you with it.
I would be one of those people, man.
I can't play Pokemon because it's not in high definition. Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Kick them out of the building and be sure they have some marks to go with it.
As a matter of fact,
button-shaped marks at that.
I'm going to get a little raw with this one. Look, if you are someone who honestly thinks that Pokemon, in order for it to sell well, needs better graphics and higher definition, here's what I need you to do. Okay? Here's what needs to happen to you. You need to get beat down, tied up with an extension cord. Someone needs to go out and find some old dog poop with mushrooms growing on it, shove it in your mouth, and kick you down a flight of stairs. Because you really don't understand what Pokemon is about. Because Pokemon's never been about graphics. The game started on fucking black and white. Well, it was really like different. It was different shades of grayish green, but whatever.
Black, white, and green.
I mean, that's what it started out on. You think we were like, man, these graphics are awesome, son. No, sit your ass down with that bullshit. Oh, it needs to be on a home console. And here's the thing. Pokemon is the only game they say that about. You don't hear people who play those shitty phone games. This needs to be on the PS4 or the Xbox One.
So I guess it seems like phone gamers has the more open mind than the console guys.
Oh, well, phone gamers don't say that. phone gamers would never say that. I mean, okay, there are a few phone games that are on a phone, but normally, and you'd say this needs to be on a console, but that's because half of those, like 90% of those games are ports of shit that was originally on a console. Like, hey, this is Dragon Quest VIII, y'all. Doesn't that need to be on a home console? Like, why is this on a phone? Like, that makes no sense. Are you stupid, Square Enix? And the answer is yes, they are stupid. I think we've hit everything. Anyone want to
wait.
go into free topic?
I did not roast Nintendo yet.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Okay. Look, Nintendo's showcase, I think, whatever. It's going to be 25 minutes long. And when it comes to Switch games, we have we have upcoming games each month. You have ARMS in June, Splatoon 2 for July, Mario and Rabbids in August. In September, you have a port of Pokémon Tournament. In October, you probably have Fire Emblem Warriors. In November, obviously, it's going to be Super Mario Odyssey. And in December, maybe Xenoblade 2. How are you going to release new Switch games during that period with each month having one game? How are you going to do that?
You bastard.
Are you fucking serious, man? Are you... Look, you're going to show 3DS games as well. Fair enough. But if you want to release new Switch games, don't just focus on 2017 titles, because we already know what's coming next for 2017. There's no more room for new games for 2017. Push those new games to 2018. But you guys are saying that you will not focus on 2018. So what new games on the Switch are you going to show us? Oh, that's right. Nothing. When it comes to 3DS, I have no doubt that they're gonna show us some new stuff. But for the Switch, ugh.
You've just out-trolled all of us, sir, and I love it. But the truth is, you're absolutely right. It's pretty fucked up, man.
I mean, look, you have one game per month. If you release 2 games each month, you're gonna cannibalize each other's sales.
And that's when you're thinking about the main games that are coming from Nintendo, not the turds that are trying to be as scarce as a shiny Pokemon.
But yeah, I mean, look, I understand Nintendo. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to say E3 is bullshit, and they're right. But still, I expected more from them. I really expected more.
Well, E3 is bullshit.
Hopefully they're gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Make it up with future Nintendo Directs.
They probably will, but the directs will probably all be, in all seriousness, Nintendo will have other directs, but they're all going to be talking about those games. Like, I think they'll do another direct for Splatoon. They'll probably do another direct for Pokken, maybe. They'll do directs to basically focus you to these games as they come out.
I was about to say, Splatoon's coming out on the same month as Pokken, isn't it?
No, Splatoon is July.
In September.
Yeah, Splatoon is July. Like, basically, Nintendo has a major game coming out every month till the end of the year.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That they will not talk about 2018.
But here's a troll for you. How many people are going to say there's nothing to play on the system?
Oh, many. Even
I got nothing to play.
Oh,
Say,
I got a list of names that say that.
They say Nintendo needs to get their first party games out. They're exclusives. Motherfucker, they have an exclusive dropping every month till the end of the year.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to play those games. Well, no. like it's you. The problem is you. It's not that they aren't giving you the content.
Like, well, this is not the Wii U era now. Like, Nintendo are dropping out a game each month.
Yep. And let's keep it real. These games that they're dropping were just games that a lot of them are ports of shit that was on the Wii U, which pisses me off. I don't like
Actually,
ports.
Red Fox, so far, there are only 3 ports. Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart 8, and Pokken. All the other...
Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2 is a new game.
Yeah,
It's
but the
not-
engine itself is just a derivation of something they already made for the original Splatoon.
I mean,
You're not winning that fight.
I mean, it's
yeah.
prettier.
Look at all the new Super Mario Brothers games.
Yeah, it's prettier. Yes, you're right. It is like there's things going on in that game that are prettier, but I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Not having that second screen kind of hurts that game. I played that game in the Nintendo experience, the Switch experience. I'll tell you, man. Oh God. That second screen experience. Oh,
Yeah,
I miss it.
I understand what you mean. Yeah, I understand your point.
Yeah.
People complain though. Nintendo messes like, you know what? Here.
This is the reason why
can't
I
have
said
nice
that the
things.
Wii U had got killed before it was even born.
Yeah.
And like I feel, and then how the sales was like after 2014, if they couldn't get it with like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. It's like
And
yeah,
Splatoon, yeah, that was
it was
the
too
end.
late. Too yeah.
But I mean, like I think, okay, look, Nintendo. Let's wrap this up, folks. But give our final thoughts about E3. I don't think anyone's going to go with free topic because I think we've been here for too long. We've been here over an hour over what we would normally be here for.
2 hours and a half.
2 hours and a half. So who wants to give their final thoughts, and then we'll wrap things up.
Me.
Okay,
Go ahead, Mel.
Spawn can go first.
Before you go to a me. Yeah.
Okay. E3 is gonna be trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn. Because I know how E3 has been for a while now. To me, it's a good way to catch up on some games, catch up on some anime and stuff. Because I won't be watching. I can be using those hours doing something more productive. I'll just
For
catch
me,
the
I'm only-
recaps.
For me, the only one I'm going to try to see live at all is going to be Nintendo's thing. But otherwise, I'm going to say this: my predictions. Sony's going to be blown. Microsoft is going to be praised, and Nintendo's going to get the middle finger from all these idiots.
I already got my buckets outside waiting to collect salt water. So
Those salty tears.
Do you need some pretzels to go with that?
sure, thank you. Send it via airmail, please.
Here's what I'll say about since everyone else, I guess I'll be the last one. Here's what I can say: EA, Activision, Ubisoft, from the bottom of my heart, sincerely, with total truth and honesty, from the cockles of my heart. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Well, I'll do each of them separately. Microsoft, fuck you. Sony, fuck you too. I forgot to add the Japanese third parties. Konami, fuck you. Let's see, who else? Capcom, fuck you. Let's see, who else? Namco Bandai, fuck you too.
50%.
Fuck you up the ass with a rubber dick with no lube and a sandpaper condom. Lastly, Nintendo. I love you guys, but fuck you. If you bring any more ports and try to, look at these ports, guys, and fuck you. Okay, and if Reggie comes out there, hey man, guys, we're charging you $60 for some shit you already paid $60 for last gen. Fuck you, and fuck that pen that you're wearing. That tie, you can take that tie and shove it up your ass too. What I'm saying is, if I see any more fucking ports of shit from last gen and no new games, no new content, nothing where I'm like, wow, this is something that I couldn't see being done last gen. Fuck it, I'm done. Aside from that, yeah, that's it. I just handed out a lot of fuck yous to various people. Oh, and Bethesda, don't think I forgot about you. Fuck you too. So yeah, I guess in conclusion, E3 as a whole can go fuck itself. There you go. That's the roast. Fuck you and your mama too. Goodbye. EA, E3, all of you people. The Electronic Entertainment Expo is bullshit, and don't believe the hype. Good night. Oh yeah, and the orange juice has